let's check in. Where are you at after the conversation around seduction and what it looks like to seduce your customers? Greg,
What was the first part of the question? I honestly didn't hear you.
where? Thanks for being honest.
You're looking at me. I'm not stalling. I didn't hear you.
Understood. Where are you at after this conversation of seduction? Right, you got a big target. You're going to go from 26 to 200.
So it's for me. I'm looking at it about personalization because what I need to do to hit those numbers and go at that pace
Yeah,
requires me to go at you one-to-one because you have my audience in a
Yeah.
very custom way.
yeah,
So looking at all this problem and pain specific to you, your business,
yes,
and being that detailed with it.
yeah,
But it's not something like I can write an email today, send it tomorrow.
right,
But I have to look at it from the version of I'm creating like Phil was pointing out, an asset
yeah,
that there's another coach out there like you
sure.
who this can be repurposed for at a later time.
Totally, man. And then bigger than that, though, is like actually getting clear on what problem you're solving for FlowJot by selling to their customer.
Mhm.
With FlowJot, you're solving this problem for them by selling to their customer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Phil, where you at, man?
Thankful for lunch. I was kind of drained up by the time we went to lunch,
Yeah.
but it was very helpful because ultimately we got where I wanted to go,
Yeah.
and there's been something with me throughout this year that knew I needed to go into this place of creating copy and I was missing the system to it, not like the system on how it actually will operate, but the sequencing flow as we described today.
Yeah.
And even though it's weird because we've all heard this message, like in some way, shape, or form, multiple times. And so
Right.
something about it clicked a little bit more for me today. So yeah, I feel good about it. I'm not gonna necessarily like rush to hit that December 1st. That was really kind of arbitrary for me.
Sure.
Because I want to take my time in writing the copy. So
Right. But you know what you got to do.
yeah,
In what time frame?
it could be 4 weeks, it could be 6 weeks, but it's
By the end of the year
soon.
then.
Yeah, I need to start writing this copy right away.
Yeah. So the craziest thing is like what happens for entrepreneurs during the holidays is what?
Throttle down,
Yeah. What happens when entrepreneurs throttle down, Johnny?
lose money, they lose momentum.
And what else goes on, Matt?
Sedating.
Yeah, because they start to actually have to face their shit because they're not working anymore to sedate. So they go to alcohol or they go to porn or they go to food or whatever their fucking sedation tool is.
And
So-
it's acceptable.
Yeah, so what's cool though is if you can start hitting them with your emails before the holidays are over, they're already in the pain pit because they've slowed down enough to actually start feeling what the fuck's going on. And it doesn't feel good.
It's actually perfect timing for all this. Yeah.
Yes. So the sooner the better, at least from the problem perspective, right? And actually get them in the pain pit and meet them in the pain pit. Yeah. Yeah. Tom,
Yep.
how does this fit within your business? This conversation of seduction.
You know, the big thing that I took from the training was selling on the dream outcome. I've been through the strategic seduction a bunch and very familiar with that problem, possibility, path, and all of that. But really, the dream outcome, when I went to that, I was like, I'm kind of not really that clear on that dream outcome for them. And so it's like almost like jumping a step. So that to me, like selling that dream outcome for my guys is like sustainability of their practice, not having to experience significant amounts of downtime or fuck ups or their bodies fail or their mental health fails, and the consequences of that on everyone who they serve. So that's what I took from it. Like I'm like, oh, I didn't ever really pick up that dream outcome very well.
Remind me what your business is, Tom. It's acupuncture? Or you do
Acupuncture.
or like business training?
No, acupuncture, and I want to focus on healthcare professionals and entrepreneurs.
Doing acupuncture for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dude, tell them what your real business is.
Yeah.
Like, stop fucking around.
What?
Tell them what your real business is. That you-
What do you mean, like the software stuff?
No, not the software. You're a doctor, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a doctor. Yeah, but yeah,
no.
but yeah, I just use needles. I mean,
Light him up, David.
No, it's not. This is the same shit that we talked on the bus in Vegas, right? Like, you're not a doctor of acupuncture. You're a full physician, correct?
yeah, family medicine.
Yeah. So
Yep.
you're full family medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just acupuncture. Is my point.
Yes, okay, I get it. But as soon as I start doing started doing general practice, I hate it. I just like.
Yeah, I understand that you hate it, but the reason why you hate it is because you don't make any money at it. That you work your ass off, and you don't get fucking paid. That's why you hate it. It's not that you hate it because
Okay.
you hate patients, and that you hate helping people. This is shit that we talked about on the bus, bro. So there's a big difference between a guy who does acupuncture, an acupuncturist, and an actual physician that will go to your house, diagnose, assess, treat you, and use acupuncture as a modality if it's appropriate. Do you see the fucking difference there?
Okay, yeah, right. You're saying that, hey, I've got a comprehensive toolkit across. I can order the bloods, I can order the X-rays, I can use the medications, I can use needles.
It's more than a comprehensive fucking toolkit. You're a fucking doctor, bro. This is where this is coming into an issue for you, is because you have in your head that you're a guy that just does acupuncture. When the reality is, you're a fucking doctor. You understand process of disease, medicines. You understand the whole damn thing. But you're putting yourself in this one little frickin' jar that is just acupuncture. That's the one fucking tool that you have. When you have dozens of tools.
Okay, all right,
This is what
right.
we talked about. So what we talked about on the bus. Because you said to me, you're broke.
Yep.
And I said, I get it. I've been there. And the recap is we talked about a certain dollar amount that you need to hit in order to be happy, to have on a recurring revenue model, using the skill set that you have, which is more than just acupuncture. So you need to get the fuck out of your head that that's all you do is acupuncture. That's what you just said in front of all these guys, which is a fucking lie.
Okay.
What's coming up for you
Right.
right now, Tom?
I don't know how to get these people. I don't know how to get the clients. I don't know how to package this. I can I'm like maybe I do, like, but it's like, oh shit, oh god, this feels like fucking starting again. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your homework, Tom?
Get clear on the offer, get clear on the dream outcome for these guys.
No. Your homework is to get clear why the fuck you're hiding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Start there.
Uh,
Why the fuck are you hiding?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm hearing is just saying that I'm like downskilling myself, hiding in acupuncture, instead of going after the true comprehensive, whatever this skill set is that I've got
Yeah.
for the right target market.
Yeah, you're a king masquerading as a fucking peasant.
Exactly.
So start there. Clear?
Okay. Clear.
All right. So coming off this conversation of strategic seduction, Dr. Boyd,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah.
All right, bro. Come on up. Hot seat. Put on your fancy mic. Take the pen. You can draw. Get you a new page.
By the way, Greg mentioned something right now. David,
go ahead.
Dr. David Boyd. What this fucker just did, we need to do the entire fucking year, assholes. All of you. If you're not lighting me up like Dr. Boyd just did to this guy, fuck you. I need to be accelerated in 2023.
Yeah, I had no clue
I
who
don't want
Tom
any
was.
of this pussy shit.
Yeah, I had no clue who the fuck Tom was. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the point is that we all have data sets on each person, and they happen in these small conversations, the walk and talks, the sidebars, all this stuff, and the small group conversations that we have. Not everybody has that same data point. So if you choose not to step up and call somebody out on something just like that, just like he did, that's where he's coming from. That's the fuck you, because we're here for a reason, and you're wasting fucking time by not calling other people out. And by other people not calling you out on the same shit, you're delaying the growth towards your purpose and what God's calling you to do.
Respect segue, because that's what this morning was really about. And this is the issue that I have. Every time.
Oh, mic's not on.
Make sure the green light's on. If not, hit the power button.
Yeah, this one's got a green light.
Thanks. Break your fancy microphone.
For sure.
How's that camera? Is that good? Yeah. Cool. Thank you. So then this is what I was talking with Chris about when we were on our walk and talk. What will happen when I get on a call with a patient is it's this weird place, because as a doctor, like you're trying to care for this person. Like you're trying to provide care, you're trying to nurture, you're trying to see the problems and then fix those problems. Yet at the same time, as a man, the only way they're going to respond is I'm going to have to speak to their pain and kick them in the dick. And so it's a weird place to be when you're trying to be like, okay, listen, I got you and care for you, but at the same time, I'm going to frickin' hurt you with the intention of popping through. And it's something that I've struggled with for years, and that I really haven't been able to articulate, no matter how many times I go through strategic seduction, no matter how many times and it was finally something clicked today. It was probably the path of the reason why I had to go through the pain of Be Elite at WarriorCon. And that was the reality is, in order to do marketing, I can't just have it on my schedule to write copy or to fill or do a Facebook Live or Instagram Live or something. I have to be it. Like it has to be such an obsession that it has to be the way that I talk and the way that I perform. When I was sitting there meditating, first thing that came up in mind is, how am I going to work this into dating? What is that strategic? That's a perfect place to start practicing strategic seduction. The text messages and everything beforehand, leading into what the dream outcome is going to be for her. So that it has to become that. So this is the issue. I'm gaining more and more clarity around the issue that I have in going and getting the 36 families. That's what I'm shooting for. All right, so light me up.
So what's the issue?
The issue is I want 36 families that will stay. And what do I mean by this? I pour into my patients. Their problems become my problems. Like I seriously, I pour in love, time, energy. And what I've run into over and over and over again is that even if I get a family to stay, and I like to take care of families because if you just take care of the man himself, eventually the other family members, the wife, the kids, et cetera, they need something. I end up taking care of them anyway, or they feel left out. It makes more sense. I'm a family doctor, take care of the whole fucking family. And then inevitably what happens if I have someone who's not the right fit, I spend all this time and energy pouring into them, and as soon as something happens and they hit an economic downturn, money gets tight, first thing to go, even before gym membership. And I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of pouring into people that it becomes an issue and that they don't stay. So this is ultimately what I would want.
How many families do you serve now?
10.
How many have you lost in the last year?
3.
Have you done exit interviews with those 3 to figure out why they left, really?
Not a real exit interview. It's been more of just a one-off question. Hey, what's up?
Okay.
Why'd they leave? Money?
Money.
All 3?
Yes.
Wife or the husband make the decision?
Husband.
You sure?
No, it wasn't.
No, not sure.
Do the wives see the value in what you do for the family because they're the decision maker and whether the family stays or not?
That's a good question. I don't know. I have I will text or call or like I speak with the wives, but main point of contact usually is the husband.
How often of those wives have they gone through the protocol? Let's say of the remaining 7.
Probably 20%.
20%. How often is the communication with them checking on the family?
Fairly regular. Once a month, maybe more if there's ongoing issues. Like if there's an issue that comes about, then I'll interact more so.
What is your expectation as a real retention rate for your clients? I know you want
Yeah.
people to stay, but what is the target you're striving for? For instance, you're at 30% right now loss. What would be your target? Because it's going to happen.
Yeah, there's going to be churn
Yep.
like, no matter what. Yeah.
So what is that number? What would you be happy with?
80%.
80%. So 20. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're looking at 10% right now. How many people have you been seeing? How many presentations did you give to get those 10 families?
The majority of these have been folks that I've already known that I basically upsold into it. So some that are new that come in, but the majority were folks that there already was a relationship with where it was like, hey, this is what I'm doing.
So most are warm, but no cold.
Correct. I also have, there's 17 single. So just men. They're not single men, but single memberships, I should say.
Inside of the families, David, what are you doing to strategically seduce the wife once you have the man? Because the man is strategically seduced by ongoing care. He sees value.
Yeah.
The wife does not, especially with a lot of the shit you're dealing with. You're not a personal trainer. You're not making the husband look better and the wife gets to fuck the better looking husband. You're making sure he doesn't have a stroke and die. I get you're helping with the, but
There's other stuff.
it's
but
not
yes.
as quick as a physical trainer maybe. So what are we doing to ongoing show the wife the problem, the possibility, and the path that you provide for the family without the husband?
I'm not really, other than, hey, when there's a problem that comes up, I'll take care of that problem.
But maybe they're fortunate and they don't have a problem for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. So all the wife sees is what?
Money going out.
$18,000 bill.
Yeah.
My kids don't get sick. Why the fuck do we need this guy?
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
So how do we start to build seduction for the wife? And I don't know that it's actually doing service with them because they may not want it. But how do we paint the picture of when they have problems? Guess who's here?
That's a good point. The entry point has always been the husband, so that the husband is like, hey, look, like can come to the wife and be like, hey, look, like I got you. So here's your point of contact. Problems come up with you, the kids, anything like that. Like you don't have to go anywhere else. Here, we're taken care of.
Well, what's the trust level there? She doesn't know you from anybody else.
Yeah.
So now she's trusting her husband, who probably hasn't made a medical decision for the kids since they were born.
And
Yeah.
she doesn't trust him anyways.
Sure. It's true.
And you're a male.
Yep.
So Doc, last month we talked about onboarding process.
Yeah.
Because when I onboarded with you, it really wasn't much.
Yeah.
We talked about that last council meeting. You done any work on that the last 30 days?
I sketched it out and then I set it to the side. I set it to the side completely.
'Cause everything Nick's saying is 100% what we experienced. My wife, it all came from me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're actually talking about this now? Like I've been managing fucking insurance for like 5 years, and which doctor we got to switch to? Who the hell are you to like come to me with this information?
This is what your men are going through, by the way.
Yeah.
Probably every one of them.
It's an epidemic. I guarantee outside of Warrior Men, you call a father and go, hey, what's your kid allergic to?
They're like,
I don't fucking know. That's my wife's job. When's the last time they had a physical? I don't know. I know Johnny broke his arm. It's either 3 months or 6 years ago. I can't remember.
Oh, that was Mary. Oh shit, wrong kid.
Yeah. So your flaw is not the system itself. It's the trust building for the rest of the family to get them to see that $2,000 or whatever it is you're charging a month is it's not even a question. That's worth it. Because I have someone I can trust as the wife, as maybe the older kids as they get older. The second you have the man, you have the man.
yeah.
Now you got to go win the family.
Yeah.
And that starts in the seduction sequence early on. After the blind spot, it should be like they can't join unless it's a family or a couple conversation. She's
Yeah.
got to be on the Zoom too. Because then you have a chance to speak to her pain and what she's worried about and her dream outcome overall.
That was one of the reasons why I was asking how many presentations that are cold that you have, because right now we're discussing about really a retention issue, not a gain issue. You've got to win patients and you got to keep patients. It's a double-edged sword, right? And I don't see enough traction as well outside of the immediate contacts. There still needs to be a massive amount of energy to get the reps in enough on all of the areas to equal the results that you intellectually have as an expectation for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well said, as usual.
What are you hearing him say?
I'm wanting the baby without the labor.
Without what?
I'm wanting the baby without the labor.
Got it.
You know, that's what I'm really hearing. And the fact of the matter is, I mean, it's accurate. I've put so much focus on like grow it, build it, and so forth. And, you know, the onboarding that I have sketched out now in comparison to what we went through today is freaking mediocre.
So, why did the onboarding work with my wife?
Because
my wife thinks you're the greatest things one of the greatest things happened to our family.
Really?
She fucking loves you. Oh yeah. My daughter fucking loves you. My kids trust you. I trust you. You're the fucking man with my family for life, bro. So why? Why does my wife trust you? My wife texts you directly. My wife doesn't go through me.
Because shit has come up and I've taken care of it.
Awesome.
So it's been proven.
Guess what she thought out of the gate though?
What's that?
The fuck do we need him for? We're never sick.
So
now, pause real quick. Listen to this. So who sold my wife and my kids?
Initially you.
Me. Okay. So this is the piece that you're dealing with right here, which is you're expecting. And by the way, this is a point for all of you. Many of you expect the CTO to go pitch the CFO. You expect the broker to go pitch the broker owner. You expect the husband to go pitch the wife. You've never thought about the secondary pitch deck that has to be created by you, that you have to create a simple video that is played for the wife. Hey, if you're watching this video, my name's Dr. Boyd. It's nice to meet you. I'm excited for a one-on-one Zoom call. If you're watching this video, it also means your husband is crazy. Of course, you already know that. You married him. He's crazy enough to want to live and crazy enough to want to protect you. In a world of men not protecting their women, your husband's not one of them. In a world of men that don't know anything about their medical protection and health protection, who don't give a shit about big pharma and vaccinations and the rest of the game, just taking your children down one by one, your husband chose to stand out and be different. So congratulations for picking him, although I'm sure he's quite an asshole at times. So am I. I'm an asshole against big pharma. I'm an asshole against hospitals. I'm an asshole against all the doctors that want to pitch and shove shit into your children and your life that won't fix anything about your world. My goal is for you to never need a doctor ever again outside of me. But you need a voice, and that's why he came to me, because he was an idiot. You know he's an idiot. You don't even know what insurance company you have. Don't get me started on insurance companies. They fucking suck. You know this and I know this. How many hours you spent on the phone and how many times they actually paid. Tell you what, here's what I have to say about insurance companies. They can go fuck themselves. I'm sorry, that probably offends you, but at this point, what'd be more offensive is you continuing down this path without me on your team. Let me explain to you about what's about to happen. I'm going to come visit you and your family at your home. I want to meet you face to face. I want you to know who I am. I want you to trust me. At the end of this day, if you don't trust me, we'll be done. I'll refund 100% of your money. But if you do, I'm going to become your primary care physician for as long as you can think, as long as you need me, and as long as you'll have me. And me and my team will be here to protect you against the medical community and a big pharma community and a banking world that does not care about your health, does not care about your wealth, and does not care about your future. I am here to be your ambassador, your liaison. I am here to be your weapon against a world that wants to destroy you mentally, physically, and spiritually. I'm not your savior, but I'm here to help you save yourself.
Yeah, that sounded pretty good.
That's 20 emails a copy right there.
Right there in one.
Good news is we recorded this. So I want you to look at those. So when I went to my wife, you're gonna look at this. I spend $1,600 a month on chiropractics, $2,500 a month with you in medical. That means we're $4,000 a month in coverage. That doesn't get me started down my path with insurance. What sold me and had my wife sold is the idea of protection.
Certainty. Yeah.
It's the whole thing we talked about this morning with Phil. My wife only needed one time. My wife's probably, you probably had how many exchanges with my wife? Probably 10,
Yeah, quite a bit.
15, 20. Dr. Boyd set up an entire meeting with a psychiatrist with my daughter about her bipolar meds. They sat for 2 hours on Zoom having dialogue. My daughter thinks he's the greatest fucking thing. My daughter texts Dr. Boyd directly to get answers about her meds and should I go off this? Should I stay on this? Dr. Boyd is beyond the mark, right? But to your advantage, you got in the door with me because of my ability to close my family.
Yeah.
They trusted me, and so they trusted you.
Right.
But I'm abnormal. Most guys are going to be exactly what Nick's talking about. I mean, Chris is trying to do something great for his family, but Chris lacks the ability to talk about it to his wife because his wife's kind of looking at him going, Chris, you haven't really taken care of yourself. Like, I know this is a good idea, but I'm going to need a little more convincing than just like, you think we should do this. Like we don't have a lot of money right now. Help me understand how this makes sense. That's why people go for lowest premiums on insurance that don't cover anything. You know this, and I know this. That's why people buy term life insurance and quote invest the difference and never invest the difference. And if they do, it's in a 401k, of which got raped by 95%. Yeah. So human beings don't know what to do with doctors. Let me ask you guys a question right now. How many of you actually have a primary care physician? Raise your hand. I fucking didn't my whole life. I didn't know what to write in that line. Literally. They're like, I don't know, Dr. Jack Mehoff. Yeah. It's like, I didn't know what to fucking write in there. I didn't know. So half of you guys have primary care physicians. How many of you trust your primary care physician? Raise your hand.
Well, mine.
Okay, good. I mean, it's kind of it. So now half of those guys trust their primary care physician. Of you, how many of you could call your primary care physician today if shit went sideways with your son? And they would answer today. I sat right out here 2 weeks after I had my appointment with Dr. Boyd. It makes me emotional. My son is sitting in Houston and his jaw's locked the fuck open. And he's puking and vomiting in his car. His girlfriend calls me and she's freaking the fuck out. She's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm like, what's going on? He's like, his jaw's been locked open now for 2.5 hours. He is starting to convulse. He's choking on his own vomit. I don't know what to fucking do, Garrett. I said, hold on a second. Three-way dial. Dr. Boyd answers immediately. Has my son in a facility in 15 fucking minutes. You think I had a chance with that with some urgent care? Go fuck yourself. What do you know about these urgent care people? You walk in and trust them immediately. Why? Because it says fucking urgent care? Seriously. I remember I got a tetanus shot. I didn't have Dr. Boyd in my world that time. I got cut my lip with the surfboard. I went in and the guy was like, yeah, we need to give you a tetanus shot. I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, I don't know if I need a tetanus shot. Do I really need a tetanus shot? The fuck, it's not a dog. I'm trying to Google this shit while they're going to get the fucking needles. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do, dude. It stressed me out. How many know what I'm talking about? Raise your hand. You don't fucking know what's going on in there. Boy, they give you a shot. Did you read the fucking label? And even if you did, you know what the fuck that label is? That's why people are like, well, what's in the medicine you take in your journey? I was like, what the fuck's in any medicine they put in us, bro? It's got some goddamn name on it. You don't know what the fuck it is. My wife's like, what? I'm telling my wife all the time. I was like, would it make you feel better if it was like, you know, dog shit off of a toad's back from Africa? I mean, what the fuck? I don't know. I realized how stupid I was and how much I was putting my family at risk. We had a baby. We had to make vaccine decisions. Freaking the fuck out, bro. My wife gets on the phone. Dr. Boyd spends like an hour. He says, I'm not going to make any decisions for you, but what I am going to do is lay out the facts. I'm going to give you hard facts, not theories, not propaganda. I'm going to give you hard facts about vaccines. My wife chose half the vaccines, chose against the other half. The other half would give my daughter, right? So he's not saving you. He's just setting it up. And I'm super passionate about it. That's why like I hear people quit, and I get why they quit, because they don't understand. They just don't understand. Same reason why guys quit Warrior. Unfortunately, though, just like Han said, what is a factor of life, though? People sign up and people do what?
Quit.
People quit. So like this, like when you look at what you're doing, you're expecting Chris to go close his wife. That's a hard pitch. Yeah. It's a hard pitch. It's a hard pitch. It was a hard pitch for me, and it's my wife, and we got cash. If we were stretched, When we were running out of money, my wife, I remember asked Michael Eisen. I said to my wife, we were stressed out of money and I was losing everything and she didn't trust me for shit. And I was paying on life insurance, Chris, because I was like, at least I'm gonna have some life insurance for my wife. I went to my wife and I said, hey, I know we're out of money, but I feel like I should keep paying on this life insurance in case I fucking die. At least you'll have something. She's like, if you fucking die, I'm marrying somebody fucking rich. Cancel it. This describes the state of affairs for me in 2008 and 9. For some of you, Phil, who are in battle zones at times, trust me, I understand. And no, that's not my wife hitting me. That's from yesterday hitting myself in the
Not this
stairs.
time.
And no, that's not from my wife hitting me. That's from me getting hit by a rock on my surfboard this morning. So I understand where your head was going there. Like, he's getting fucking beat up by his wife. I know, dude. It was.
Are
That's
you
the
safe?
first thing you fuckers thought I got hit with a stiletto again. I was like, nah, I've headbutted myself. What are you getting from this right now?
What I'm getting at is something I've never done, and I never even considered it, frankly, was that I need to not just close the man, but that I need to set up for the family. And for me to just have that expectation, it's a pretty sloppy expectation.
Imagine if your set was this. Imagine I come and I get my exams, but you don't review them with me there. You pack your shit up and you fly to my house and you have a sit down with my wife and I. Then you close the family on site at their home with their kids. You let the results of the man be shown to the woman right in front of them.
Wow.
Don't close me in the hotel room. Don't close me in the hotel room. Wasn't that cool? I know you were trying to make it cool. Wasn't that cool? You do the shit you did with me, though. We talk, we connect, we bond. You don't share any results with me. You say, all right, here's my appointment. I'll be there. It's just part of the package. I fly to you to review the results. I come to your home. We sit down in your home. We talk with your wife as a date night. We get a bottle of wine. We talk. We go through results. We talk about plan. Then I offer you a path. And then she gets to be part of it. She watches a pre-seduction video before you come. He watches a pre-seduction video before you come. They're pre-sold before you get there. It's a moment. It's an event. It's an experience. How many of you are feeling that? Raise your hand. I'm feeling that. Danielle would have bought in even sooner. She'd have bought in sooner, like 100% sooner. You walk in official, dressed to the fucking nines. You come in with all the kids' names memorized. You come in with the wife's name. You come in with something for her, fucking Cutco knives, some shit that she's like, seriously, no bullshit. Like, you come with some shit that matters to her and not blind spot medical, like something for her. Yeah. And then you sit down and it's serious. It's a life or death proposition. You open up official fucking container and there's the results. You pull the results out, you put them down. That $10,000 pitch, $15,000 pitch is really the Warrior Week pitch. It's the opportunity to open up an offer to work with you for life. So you're going to reinvest a lot of that back into your people.
Yep.
The crazy part is if you do this accurately, you'll get to a place this will be $5,000, $10,000 a month. You'll have the right families that will easily want the support, but it's going to have to change the way you think about it.
Yeah.
Alex Hormozy did this in $100 million offers. You guys remember this? Yep. Right? This is like people like ask her, why are you flying to your one-on-one clients? For this exact reason. I'll journey next week, then I'll be at 3 different guys' house. Because of like this exact thing. Like I want to know the spouse. I want her bought in. If she's not bought into this process, like it doesn't work. She needs to know. So I need to sit with her one-on-one. She needs to say her piece. Sometimes I think I'm a total asshole. Like, you're an asshole. I'm like, I agree. Tell me more. Well, I don't fucking know if I even support this. You shouldn't. He's a dick. I get it. What do you want? Well, I don't want this shit. Okay, cool. What do you want? Literally, I've sat in interventions. Like this year, I've sat in like 5 or 6 of them. For like 4 hours. Just, Dad, shut your mouth. Tell them what you're thinking. Dad, don't say anything. You get to receive it. Go. So it's awesome. Because then the whole family buys in. And when the whole family's bought in, that means the guys that you're working with, the spouse is all in. That means when you're not around, guess what she's saying? My wife talks with Lori about you all the time. She just doesn't know where to point anyone. She doesn't know where to refer you. Outside of text you, which unfortunately is kind of a weird thing for people. People don't like to text refer. It's like an uncomfortable, very intimate thing that for some reason people don't do. I do all the time. I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
Like when I was introducing you guys to medicine, you saw how I do that. That's how I do things all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, again, here I am hijacking. I'm trying my best to not hijack. This is like one of those things that like I fucking have deep wisdom and knowledge in what you're facing right now.
Yeah.
But this concept is Nick brought up. This is a problem for all of you, no matter what. Even business consulting, some of you were selling, getting teeth. That's a major problem. What's in it for me is my spouse said, I'm going to fund my husband to get new teeth.
Yeah, they have a lot of family members that got to lean on. So what I got from this was a video or interaction with a family member.
So we talked about this Tuesday night, Dr. Boyd. My sister's been in dental consulting for like 10 years. And when she goes in and trains dentists and they're selling cases or closing a case, if the woman's not present, but it's the husband, they will not do the close. The wife is always involved because if the husband says the wife said no, it's real. If the wife says the husband said no, that's bullshit. Yeah. So they won't close a dental case without the wife present. If she's not present, they'll get her on the phone. But if it's just the wife, they'll close.
Right? Dude, my wife gets to look at like an amazing six-pack because of you. Legit.
Yeah.
Between medicine, testosterone, and the medical protocols we put in place, I've leaned down 12 pounds. Didn't change anything else. She fucking loves it. It's changed my sex life. It's changed how she looks at me when I walk around. I deliberately walk around with my shirt off all the damn time. I like it. She's like, feeling yourself? I said, I am. She's like, it's that testosterone. I don't give a fuck what it is. Take more of that testosterone.
It's been weird for Rhett to hang out at your house, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett started taking his pants off and walking around all day. Fucking weird, dude. I was like, put your pants on, bro. Control yourself. And down under, we just take our pants off. That's how we do it. All right, listen, we're going to keep going a bit on Dr. Boyd, but I want you to talk about this as a group for a second. Virtually, go have a conversation with the boys. How are you going to apply this? Because this is significant.
Massive.
Significant. Very few of you are dealing with people who actually make primary decisions without any impact from their spouse. Most men and most women are impacted by their spouse's opinion about shit. All right, here we go. Let's talk about 5 minutes.
Chris, how does this apply to your business?
Oh man, we give lip service to the idea that if there's another decision maker involved, to make sure they're there.
Yeah.
It's not ever a requirement.
It's not a must.
Yeah. And then I'd say, I don't know, about maybe a quarter of my patients who've done cases have to lean on someone else for financing.
Yeah.
There's nothing in place to bring them up to speed and to connect with them.
Yeah.
Because it's their credit, their money, their name on the line for the loan.
Yeah.
And all they're seeing is their drugged out son who's fucked up his entire life now wants something more from them.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like there's no communication between me and that individual.
Yeah.
Explaining it to him, connecting with them.
Even with the son there. Yeah. Presenting the case. Yeah. Eleazar, what about for you?
It's the same thing. Decision makers are super important. So for us, it doesn't necessarily show up on the recruiting agent side as much, but it does show up for my agents when they're going to a listing appointment.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Going in that, like, we got to get the other decision maker. Could be wife, could be brother, could be sister, could be mom, could be dad, could be whoever.
Yeah.
What I took away was how do we, because we always drop a bunch of stuff off before the appointment, but how do we add in another layer of value with some sort of a gift for the individual,
Right.
not just what we can do for you.
Right.
So that's what I got out of it.
Right. So, Dr. Boyd, you got to upgrade your onboarding sequence. You got that. What else? What can you do with your existing 17 single men?
Well, exactly what's, you put his mic back.
Oh, I got you.
These little clip mics are pretty sweet, by the way.
Yeah, you're good. It's good.
Fucking awesome.
Wireless?
Yeah, so these 17 right here, these are the folks that I already have results, rapport, know, like, trust. I mean, these are good. That's could
Phil, what should
start.
he do? What should he do, Phil? What should he do with those 17 people, Phil?
Seduce them.
With what, Phil?
This strategic seduction sequence.
Yeah, I like it. Tell him what he should do. He's got some things he could probably do by December 1st. What should he do?
Yeah, you should create some messaging starting with the pit of where they're in now.
Good.
What would that look like, the first four? I think there's 4 in there. What are they? Tell them about that. You were super smart when you were introducing that idea to us.
Yeah,
Tell us about it. What were the first four?
The first 4 messages are going to be about the different kinds of pain that they're going to experience. You're going to start with health pain, but it's going to progress to deeper pains in relationships falling apart, between the spouse, between the kids.
Maybe something along the lines of like, hey, now that the time that we've worked together, you've lost weight, you're feeling better, you have more energy, you have these rock hard erections that you're poking your wife with in the middle of the night. She keeps swatting you away because she's tired and you've invested all this time and energy into you, but you really haven't invested into her. And you're trying to figure out why in the hell she keeps pushing you away when the reality of the situation is you're taking care of yourself and not taking care of her. Good.
Oh,
Good.
There's a big kick.
Okay.
There was good.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What happens next after the first 4, Phil? Or I should say 5, first 5.
Yeah.
What happens to the next 5?
The next 5, you can talk about possibilities that could happen if you were to relieve that pain. What it would be like for her taking care of you in the bedroom.
Oh, boy. And then what happens? We got this next thing that happens for like number 11 to 15. What happens there?
11, 15.
You got this, Greg. Don't help him.
Come on, bro.
Don't bail them out.
Come on, bro.
You got this, Phil. Don't help him, Brandon. Don't help him, Brandon.
The path, which is your
Yeah.
steps to get them there.
Good.
Your proven process.
Got it. And then what happens at the end of the pain, the possibility in the path, or the pit, the possibility path? What's next? It's another P and it's not penis. What is it?
Then you can pitch them.
Attaboy. Don't give them a pitch. So talk about a Christmas gift to their family, Dr. Boyd. Might be interesting for you to do a pre-seduction campaign like this, figure out who the top 8 are, and then go fly and see them for Christmas. Make an offer they can't refuse.
Call it pitch the pussy.
Wow, there we go.
There it is. Bingo.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. You can just have a big,
This is all about them getting laid.
just have a picture of a vagina right on the cover. Just,
Doc, how's your referral base off of the 10 families you have? So in other words, this is the frame I'm looking at. You're basically off of a single man looking to create a referral with their spouse or significant other. That's basically what it is.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
how can you take that same model and apply it to getting referrals for the existing 10 families or from them? Because what you do is a very elite program, and generally elite are surrounded by elite, and they want elite, which you've seen by warriors coming in and taking advantage of it.
Sure.
Is there something that you can leverage in that area?
I'm sure there is, as far as for what. Well, Garrett and I had talked about one time about basically making like from this current group, like make like a like an executive board basically, right? Where it's basically like, you know, hey, congratulations, you've been nominated to the executive board. You've been with me a long time. We know each other well, and maybe pick like my top 5 out of that, of the closest folks. And actually then use this as almost like a focus group of like, you know, hey, what can we do better? What would you like to see more of? And then basically get like a video testimony from each one of these families. And then with that, package that in such a way that maybe they could share it to their circle.
And have you leveraged Alan in terms of bringing this in as a company for executives?
We've spoken a bit about it. So he's coming with his wife, I think in about a month or sooner, 3 weeks, something like that, for them to experience it first themselves. Okay. And he's already pitched the idea to some freaking.
he's like me, dude. He's a closer, and
he's already like pitched the idea. Yeah. Like at WarriorCon, he's like, "Hey, I already pitched the idea to like a couple C-suite folks, and they're in."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm sorry, what idea exactly are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's an issue which Garrett talked about, which Danielle thinks is kicks ass. How do I tell my friends about it?
Yeah.
So
How easy is it for your clients to refer?
pause on before we get to that. We'll transition up because this is piece of it. How many of you right now could send me a video link from your top 10 customers talking about how fucking awesome you are that I could watch tonight? How many of you could do this? Raise your hand if you can do this. Or how many of you can send me 3? 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5? Okay, online, how many of you could send me a video tonight of 3 of your customers that could tell me how awesome you are? 2, 1. One's a thumb down. Okay, got it? Okay, Dan's the only one. So I would have you consider that by the end of the year, it might be helpful if you had done some Zoom interviews and recorded them with at least your top 2 or 3 or 4 customers and have them tell you why you're awesome and why they stuck with you and why they played with you and what the results were they got. So even if the minimum, Dr. Boyd, you had all 10 of those families interviewed and you got my wife on camera saying stuff, I know you text me about what time, etc., like making it simple with like scheduling calendar, etc., then like you're jumping onto a simple Zoom and you're done. Like this goes for all of you guys though. It's amazing to me how many people create such massive results and then you do no effort whatsoever to document said results, when in the end, those results are what actually sell everybody. So the referral game starts with that.
Yep.
Go ahead, Nick.
Do you see a big difference? I know the power of the Zoom interview, but what if they use a tool like Video Ask, where it's just automated and set up after a certain point?
Yeah.
Guys, 3 months in, wife's in, it's part of your sequence.
Yeah.
And you just start stacking testimonials.
Yeah.
If only we had an automation guy.
It's, you know.
Greg was looking at Alzar. All right.
This is another pain point that I was, because in this process to be able to get to the family, you got to get some data that would be helpful on the kids, their health history, stuff like that. But the biggest pain point in medical is really the fucking forms. Like, I can't believe they haven't figured this out yet. So Video Ask would be great. Like, tell me about this on each kid. You get all that data collected and then you go deliver. But then on the back end, you also have the testimony as well. It's a great tool.
All of you can capture something like this. Like you just can't. We just sent a campaign out for hiring salespeople to our list, and I'm getting like text messages of praise Jesus. I'm not getting it. Guys from the Passion Warriors are like, oh my God, I've been looking for this. It's so amazing. I'm asking them to come work for me, and I'm getting praise Jesus emails. What I'm saying though is that we have a pattern at Warrior, which is we're just constantly communicating with you. Even when we're asking you to work for us, we're still going to have you be like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. Because we're constantly documenting everything. We're constantly capturing content everywhere. All of this shit is recorded we're doing. We don't know when something's going to be said that's going to matter. And then now we've got it captured. So part of this even just changes the way you guys do things and how you do things. The clip mics you have on, Dr. Boyd, the whole time you're with me in my meeting, you can buy these mics. How much are these mics, Cameron? $300, dude. They're not even that bad. Those are fucking cheap and they're way cooler. I thought they'd be more. So $300 for those mics. They fit right in your backpack. You clip one on you, clip one on them. You can record for 15 hours. Me and Matt Edmondson for a whole day, 12 hours, just had these things fucking going. Take the recordings from them, dump the transcripts, figure out what pieces we want to keep on it, and we're done. He said some cool ass shit that day that we would have never caught just sitting down in a room and being like, let's talk about some serious shit. Instead, we were going up, we were hiking up at the mountains, we were doing all kinds of crazy shit, and it just came out. So documenting and recording what's happening needs to become a habit. Every time somebody gets an appointment done, you need to capture the moment when they see their teeth the first time. That needs to become part of the process.
Sure.
Every time, Chris. The minute I get done, you need to catch the tears in the fucking eyeballs, bro. I got tears in my eyeballs when I got my veneers. I was crying. Todd didn't capture that shit. He should have captured that shit. It was real time. That first time I looked at myself in the mirror, I started fucking bawling in his office. Because I didn't realize how embarrassed of my teeth I was. And all of a sudden I saw myself like smiling at myself. I couldn't fucking believe it. Like I was like crying, dude. Because my teeth had been so fucked up with cancer and all my shit for so long. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. Well, he missed that moment. He missed it. And then he didn't ask me for a video for how long?
A year or two. So that was fabricated?
No, I made that one up. That was real. That was a real video. I did that one. Are you talking about the one in his studio? I did one in his mirror, in his office. That was later. That was after. He missed the initial moment. The other piece, though, is I could record a video for him after he's in the studio, but he needed to be on me with his cell phone, just recording me as I was seeing it for the first time. But this is an attitude of documenting your clients. And obviously in medical field, you got to get permission from people. And so there's some things you can record and some cannot, but okay.
Clear.
So now come to the referral game that you were talking about, Corey.
Yeah. So how do people refer you?
I mean, right now it's a text message.
Do they refer you?
Yeah,
How many referrals do you get this year?
not many, 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
And it's usually from folks that I know really, really well. Yeah.
So, question for the men here: what would you want to be able to refer your doctor to someone else? What would make it easy?
Well, I think about this in two areas. One, a female being referred over and a male.
Sure.
So when I think of doc giving a female one, there's a confidence that you bring in a professionalism manner that's different than resonates with men coming on board.
Yes.
So I see you with 2 separate landing pages for that, right? It's 2 separate videos that addresses what women's needs are, right? And how it relates to their families. And just thinking about my wife would be more comfortable sharing her personal information first than she would be setting it up with the kids.
Sure.
So, what are some of the frameworks that can be, questions that are asked, information that they need to be aware of that they're not aware of, but then different from guys. I would like to see 2.
Yeah, it's good.
The other thing is how you're keeping track of your messaging with your people. I mean, right now it's 10 families, but once you hit that 36, it's going to get a little more difficult to stay in touch consistently. And that messaging speaks for the referral game as well. Real estate's the perfect example of doing a really fucking good job on the front end and missing out on the fulfillment post close and missing out on the lifetime value of that client that comes with closing a deal. I can't remember what the statistic was, but it's like 85% of people that close say they were happy with the real estate agent. 75% of those people didn't use that same agent again. Not because they didn't like them, but because they didn't fucking follow up.
Yeah, follow up.
That triggers in me the idea that maybe the price point isn't right for the service that you as a practitioner in your heart and mind want to provide, and that you might be operating with 25 families at maybe the same entry point of 15 to 16, but you're looking at 35 to 4,000 a month.
Yeah.
Right. And who is that client?
Yeah, it's a good point. That's a good point.
There's a part. Sorry.
I was just curious. So, of these 17 singles and 10 families, is there crossover? Or is that 17 separate people, 17 full families? So you got basically 27 clients.
Yeah, no, there's 27.
Okay.
Yeah, and each one of these have a family.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's your breaking point? Because you're at 27, you want to get another 36, but yet you're talking about you were late this morning because you took a phone call that really didn't need to be taken.
Yeah.
You need a better system for. We snap our fingers, you have 63 families. How is that fulfilled?
Well, a lot of it is the process. Is the way my process is. So, the entry point is basically folks will come in for the executive physical, right? So it's like that takes the most time because they fly out. It's a big production, so forth and so on. It's also this is where I spend like the majority of the time, right?
How many days does one of those take?
A day.
Okay, so you want to sign up 36 new guys by December 31st, and we have 54 days left.
Yeah, but I can roll it into 2023.
Scheduling.
It's just scheduling.
You just want to book them, not have them
Yeah.
set. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could schedule it out, and I mean that's something that we could comfortably do, like three a week, easy. That's not an issue. And then once that begins, it's kind of like once you get the process going, that it takes actually like less time for me with folks because that's when things are planned, one-offs, so forth and so on. Emergencies, thank God, don't happen all that often. When they do happen, then I take care of it. Like this morning, a lot of it is me getting better at triaging, protecting my time.
Yeah, and that's my only question. I mean, it's 63 families. That's hard. To Hans's point, maybe it's 35 families at a higher rate
Yeah, maybe so.
to protect your own time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on that, it's not just the time; it's just getting to know you, Doc. And you're not like some of the spine surgeons I've met who will do anything at any time, and it's just really cut and go. And you don't come in with a farm mentality. You genuinely care, and with that comes a weight.
It does.
Right, and with that weight, there's the income side that I'm asking you to consider where that is, and I think Nick is as well, so that you, in your being, are providing who you are.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And like anything, when it starts to get to a point when you're charging a price, right? That's when you're looking back on yourself, right, and saying, okay, is my confidence and self-worth, where am I comfortable at this current version of myself that I'm at, right? So I'll give you an idea. My first go, which failed miserably, by the way, my first go at concierge medicine was a practice I called P3MD, $79 a month. 79 bucks.
Driving around Phoenix.
You know how many folks I had? 4. I figured I'm going to price this like a gym membership. It's going to be an absolute no-brainer. I'll be your concierge doctor 24 hours a day, 365. You call me, no problem. You let me know. I had 4. One was a major pain in the ass. There's actually nothing wrong with them. They just wanted somebody to complain to. The other 3 were drug seekers. And finally, I took a step back and I was like, this is absolutely terrible. Like, I need to do something totally different. So I swung in the exact opposite direction. I'm going to make it $50,000 a year. I managed to finagle my way to get into a local celebrity in Phoenix. He's a former race car driver. I go home, and his home is Paradise Valley. It's a beautiful mansion. I didn't know Versace made rugs. I almost spilled wine on the Versace rug. It was a white rug. Bad idea in the first place, right? So I go sit down, give him this big pitch. I was pretty new into Warrior at the time. So I'm sitting there telling him about how I had an affair, sexually abused as a kid, really trying to make things work, leaving this cancer center because, it's they're filling folks full of toxic drugs and I really can't stand being around death anymore, right? Just downloaded it to them. I pitch him on $50K. The guy goes, sounds great. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, sounds great, but we're actually broke. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, actually, the house is getting repossessed. Business is in total shambles. We would see the value. He seemed like a nice enough guy, but, sorry, can't do it. I left that, like, no joke. As I'm walking out the door, my cell phone rings. AZ Araujo happens to call me out of nowhere. He's like, hey, bro, what's up? Just checking in on you. I said, dude, I just pitched somebody for $50K. They said no. Like, I feel like absolute hell right now. He said, congratulations. What the fuck are you talking about, congratulations? He goes, dude, you stepped up. Like, you fucked it up. What'd you learn? I said, I learned that I think it was too high of a price. He said, it's not too high a price. He's like, you're not there yet. That's the problem. So I get what you're saying. $4K a month? I'm almost there. Not quite there yet. But I'm getting in the right direction.
Awesome.
So what's your time worth now?
Sorry?
What's your time worth now? What do you want to make for the year? Now, 2023.
2023, what I want to be at 100K per month recurring.
Is that revenue or is that income?
That's income. Oops, I don't know what I did there. Yeah, that's income.
King's Cash.
King's Cash, we operated about a 44% margin. So
Is that after travel and everything?
So the 110 is revenue.
yeah, that's revenue.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty consistent. It's 44%.
We can talk accounting terminology offline.
Yeah, I have no idea.
CFO for you.
Yeah, dude. That's seriously, it's me. It's me with the calculator on my iPhone. That's it.
In email number 3.
Yeah.
You think income and revenue are the same thing? Let me walk you down this path.
Yeah, there you go. Good.
So what are you gonna do, Dr. Boyd?
So just going top of the list. So with the 10 families that I already have, Garrett had asked me to do this before, and I still haven't done it, which is basically going and getting like video testimony from the key folks. Let's say 5.
Okay. 5 video testimonials.
Yeah, and
Why
then,
are you gonna do it this time? Garrett asked you to do it before. You haven't done it. Why are you gonna do it now?
because now I see more so the relevance. Like before, I was like, okay, I'll go do that. But what do I actually do with it? And I don't really know what to do with it, And so now I can take that and use that for multiple things. For when I actually go and then pitch these guys, and the folks that are single, wanting them to go into the family. Well, now I have proof of to actually show like the families that are there, right? and following the same path. And then for the folks that are coming in new, for the folks that are coming in new via blind spot, then it becomes, so then they would come through, and let's say the man comes through and does their executive physical, right? I was speaking with Matt on the break, and this could go two different ways, right? So I could just do what I do now and follow this process and basically bring them on as a single. Let's say we have them do that for 90 days, and then basically start this where I pitch for the family and fly out. I like that idea. Or if I feel from them like, okay, it may be a good fit for the family membership right off the bat, go ahead and start the seduction sequence and then do the results at their home.
What's the price difference between the single and the family?
Single is $997 a month, and family is $1997 per month.
So it's $1,000 more for my whole family?
Yeah,
1,500.
$1,000.
$1,000 more, yeah, per month.
Garrett's got a premium because he has so many kids.
Yeah, I try to make it an easy decision. Like I worked with them, minimize the gap,
Yeah.
so that it's like, oh, okay.
So why would you ever just do a 90-day program? Why wouldn't you make that part of the protocols? We're going to go present this in your home with your spouse, your children.
Just do
have a
this, you mean?
conversation.
Like just do this.
That's the only option.
Yeah, it depends on the dude. There's some guys. There's some guys that I found that come through that like. It's rare that the wife isn't supportive of them coming through.
Sure.
But it's more so that they look like it. They look at it like, okay, this is like a business thing that you're doing almost. You know.
Mm-hmm. I think that's more your frame.
I was gonna say, is that their fault or your fault in the seduction game?
Probably mine.
Why call it an executive physical?
Just because of the terminology itself, they familiar with it. You know, I call it the ultimate human analysis. That's what it's trademarked as. But when I say that, people are like, I don't know what that means. It's an executive physical. Then they get it.
So you're gonna get 5 video testimonials by when?
Let's see. We've got. Be nice to have it before Thanksgiving. Let's say December 5th.
By December 5, you're gonna have 5 video testimonials.
Yeah.
Or are you making commitments when are you gonna be done with your transcript?
Say what?
Or are you making commitments when are you gonna be done with your transcript?
Oh, wow. We're coming out with the big guns. Get them.
It's like 40 more pages, bro.
You know how much time this is gonna take you?
So if you did a page a day?
I could do a page a day.
I like it, John.
Or what's I can have the transcript done by the time we meet here next, certainly.
What's that?
I can have the transcript done by the time we meet here next.
December 6th? 7th?
When is that?
7th through 9th.
7th? 7th to 9th?
7th, okay. I could do.
Okay.
For real this time.
Put it in my calendar.
Yeah.
Put it in my
Put them on a calendar reminder.
What else are you gonna do? So you're gonna get your video testimonials, your transcript done.
Yep.
What else are you gonna do? To move you to this 36 family target.
This portion needs to be built out.
You're gonna build out the sequence.
Yeah, the sequence needs to be built out. And what would be great is if this sequence, there's an opportunity in here for like onboarding too, like where I can use the stuff that I build out in here.
For sure.
I don't quite see it yet, but there's an opportunity that I can like take a lot of that and make that into the onboarding sequence for when folks come on board.
What do you mean by build out? Are you talking about actual technical side, or are you talking about writing the copy?
Writing the copy, like taking that copy and maybe making it into a video, you know, using that same information as a podcast. I mean, like.
So when are you going to launch the email sequence?
This I need. Well, I mean, ordinarily I would have said, let me just bust it out, but I'm not. I don't want to just bust it out. Like when I actually take time with this. I can marry all this up at the same time.
So my question, Doc, on that, is going back to balance, are you still gonna have the time to commit and complete that with working with your daughter? Protecting your time? So you're not building into that and compromising what we talked about at the table yesterday?
Yeah. With the patients I have coming, I don't have that. I have maybe like 4 over the course of the rest of this month and then into next month. Like I don't have that many. So yeah, okay.
I'm curious about, so your net profit's 44%?
Yeah.
Right now? What are the expenses that you have that are taking away 56% of your revenue?
I mean, a lot of it, man, is like labs cost me a fortune. Imaging costs me a fortune.
You're not rolling that out to them?
No, there's, I mean, yeah, I mean, like my expenses are like, this is an expensive business to run in the first place, you know?
I would not expect to, so you have your EP. Yes, I expect that to be included in the upfront, but beyond that, on a month-to-month basis, I expect to pay for labs.
Yeah, see, my patients, I don't charge them for that. Like I have it built in, so it's quarterly. There's quarterly labs that are part of it. If somebody's on testosterone, it's all included. If somebody's on peptides, it's all included. Like, you know, that's why I made it like, I have it at a price point where it's like when I pitch it, and it's like, and you get this and this and this. It's almost like ShamWow, right? And you get this, right? So that it's like that way people are like, oh yeah, this is fucking stupid for me not to do this.
Yeah, I would charge more than.
Yeah, I think you're charging not enough.
You should be over 50% for sure. I would expect for you to be at, I was expecting you to be at 70% plus, not knowing that you're covering all the labs and stuff. If you're gonna cover labs, then it may need to be a higher price point.
You can build your offer out so you're like, this is my cost, and then here's what you can expect to pay for labs.
What do you mean?
So you have your cost to have you.
Yeah.
You're the price, and then there's the assumed cost of just what Medicare is, not Medicare, but medical.
Yeah, like
that these are the charges that you're typically going to pay
What you can
outside of what you're paying me.
Yeah.
See, you're encompassing a variable cost that you shouldn't be. You should have, this is all fixed cost business. So for instance, like Dr. Beck, who's in Phoenix, he works predominantly with just YPO people. He charges, I think, roughly $700 a month. But you'll pay lab, you pay all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So his fixed cost doesn't have any variability into it. Here's all the supplements you're going to take. I'll send them links on the stuff they need to order, and that's it. So he doesn't have any variable costs included. He keeps 100% of that 700
The only cost you'd have a variable there is the travel cost.
if he's going to travel.
If you're going to travel to see the family,
Yeah.
And Dr. Beck is just all virtual.
Yeah.
would you be building that into your upfront offer, as Garrett was talking about, where you present to the family? That's going to be built. That's the money you're going to spend, like Warrior Week. That's just cost of bringing on that new client.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that's happening with that is the clients that need the extra stuff are essentially getting better value, and they're taking more from you. And then the people that are your highest margins are the ones that are also saying, do I really need this person because they're not sick? So the ones that like you, they're all gonna like you, right? But whenever they have to pay extra because they have an issue, like generally people understand that. And it's a high markup opportunity too.
Yeah, see, I don't charge for labs, so I don't mark up anything.
But if you're, testosterone or whatever these other things are, people are going to buy them.
The handsome guy in the back.
All of this is the initial frame.
What do you mean?
Everything that we're discussing is symptomatic to the core issue. Core issue is the initial frame of anticipation when a prospect hits your game. This is why it's so critical for you to set the initial frame. Because all the rest of these things we're juggling with right now are all the direct relationship or the consequence of a weak frame out of the gate. Solid frame out of the gate allows for lots of opportunity to move around, and all these things are viable. But a lot of them too, like even the problems with like the billing. I didn't know that was happening on my side, by the way. I didn't know that. I wouldn't expect that, but I didn't know that was happening. But I'm the same guy that had a hotel charge $31,000 a day for fucking 4 straight days, so that doesn't surprise me. You could charge me 6 times every day, every month, and I probably wouldn't notice.
You mean
so.
about the labs and everything, and
Yeah.
the labs and all that? You didn't know the part.
What's that?
I had no
that's what
idea
you-
it was included.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
So that's not good for me to hear. Meaning it's good for me to hear, but like I want you to get paid, right? So like there's a certain type of client that wants you to get paid and they don't actually want to use you. Notice what I'm saying. They want to pay you and they don't want to use you.
Because what are they buying?
They want you for the moment every year when their nanny splashes fucking peppermint oil in her eyes and she's freaking the fuck out. This literally happened to us. And I'm like, my wife's like, oh my God, what do we do? I was like, call Dr. Boyd. I don't fucking know.
Call Dr. Boyd.
I don't know what to do with this. I'm not a doctor. We don't need WebMD anymore. We got Dr. Boyd. Call his ass.
You know what the funniest thing was? I was pretty sure when like I first brought you on board, you were like, "Look, I'm super healthy. So is the rest of my family. You're probably never going to hear from us."
And then we've been the highest using
Lowest
client
margin
ever.
client so far.
But I think we're solid now. So what happens when you send your child back to like Montessori school, then the kid's been sick for like 2.5 months. You like bring home all the sickness.
Yeah.
So like, but this initial frame for all of you sets the standard. Like, is your stuff, what is the pricing? What is your experience? What is the expectation? Very difficult to come back door and manage expectations after you come back. If I come through a cheap door and you tell me you're valuable, expensive, I won't believe it. You sell me, you bring me into a shitty warehouse in a dark corner and have a bunch of, Gucci bags and Louis Vuitton bags out, I'm for sure thinking they're knockoffs. Even if they're all real. So whatever that initial set is, there's a group of clients, 30, 50, 60 of them, who they're not going to be high maintenance. And they will pay for one simple reason, because they can. You shouldn't get the clients that can. You shouldn't have clients who worry about $2,000 a month. That's a wrong client. That person doesn't need a concierge doctor. That person needs an urgent care. Concierge doctors are for the elite. Who fly jets, who live in $20 million homes, and who don't give a fuck. They want direct access everywhere to everything all the time. It's status to have a concierge doctor. My wife brags about you. You want clients who brag. Your status for them. I have my own doctor. Go fuck yourself. What? Yeah, we have our own doctor. There's a whole group of people in Warrior and outside that are ready for this. You just have to pitch above. And the fun part is, you ready for the funnest part about it? They actually won't trust you at the current pricing.
You have to go.
They'll think there's something off. They're like, what is wrong with this guy? There's something wrong here. How is this only $19.97 plus includes all my shit? There's no possible way he can do what he says he's going to do for this. That'll be the initial thought. Now I know you because I got history with you in Warrior, right? So I got like data. But a new person is going to be like, can this be right? If you set this frame right, I would expect as a family coming in with a family of 5 or 6 kids, like 5 kids, 3 kids, 5. I mean, you're recalibrating what they think they should pay. Dr. Daniel has families like us at $1,500 a month every single month downstairs for chiropractic work. That's for adjustments. And his whole practice is slammed. He had to bring on a second doctor. They're all healthy people. $1,500 a month every single month. My whole family goes. They love it. And sort of like, I don't know, dude. He's probably at 100 families now. Fucking crushing.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do chiropractics to 6 people. He sells chiropractics to healthy people who want to stay weaponized.
Right.
The people who will pay you the most are going to be the people who actually don't need it. They just want it.
Yeah.
So that frame starts on the initial message, though. Not on the backside. So the people who left, because of economic problems, they probably should leave. Because if $2,000 a month was too much for them, they should not have a concierge doctor. They shouldn't. Those people should have an HMO with high deductibles and have a high health saving plan and go to the fucking hospital. If you can't make $2,000 payments, you don't need a concierge doctor. You have bigger fucking problems. And you should say that in your marketing. Hey, I'm not a replacement for urgent care. I'm for elite men, for elite families who have elite needs, who want direct access to the truth. So if you don't value that, no problem. I'm happy to send you 19 urgent cares within 5 miles of your house. And you can go work with whoever you want to. You getting this?
Yep.
You guys getting this from an initial frame set for across the board? You can't say you're elite and then show up at Walmart. You can't say you're elite and deliver Walmart.
Yep.
I'm elite. You can't say that. Oh, I'm elite. And then show up Walmart style. If you're elite, then be elite and show elite, whatever the fuck that looks like. And by the way, you could serve a whole bunch of people. I'm sure there's somebody who can figure out how to do concierge doctor for $97 a month and sell like fucking 10 billion, all the Planet Fitness people.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Have pizza and bagels.
Yeah. Yeah. My dog's in the Philippines. He just made time with me.
All right, so we're gonna take 5 minutes on the clock here, and what you're gonna reflect on is this question: what's the frame I put on clients coming in? What is the frame I put on clients coming in, and do I need to change it? What's the frame I'm putting on clients coming in? So 5 minutes on the clock, Cameron.
Dr. Boyd, come here. Elzar, come here.
So we're gonna do a quick walk and talk here. Coach Nick's gonna catch you guys virtually. We're gonna have a conversation here around what needs to shift with your frame. Specifically, your frame on the front end, bringing clients into your business. Phil, what are we going to walk and talk about?
Shifting our frame.
Shifting our frame. What do we need to shift inside of our frame for clients coming in? Rojas, what are we going to walk and talk about? Which is what?
Frame.
Shifting our frame. Yeah, what do we need to shift inside of our frame, bringing our clients into our business? Joe, what are we going to have a conversation about right now?
Shifting our frame into bringing clients into our business.
Perfect. Great. All right, so we got Coach Nick coming your way. We're going to have a conversation out on the deck. We're going to do a walk and talk. Where you at, bro? What's got to shift in your frame game?
Got a transcript for 2 months.
A frame game.
You're spun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think we beat it to death this morning with me.
Yeah.
Really, I didn't have anything to add.
You're going to bring your just freaking walk in with your balls hanging out of your pants ready. I'm the motherfucker CFO. The MF CFO.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Good, man. All right, Ellie's, are you ready? Yeah. Come on up, bro. Let's get you mic'd up. We'll give you the power. All right, Reverend.
All right.
Didn't you already have one?
No, I had this bunch left.
Okay. So my hot stack or my hot seat was what Phil went through this morning, which is great. That's what I needed. Like if there's one thing I'm going to work on the next 30 days is that sequence. Have it done. Have it dialed in. You guys will see it on Facebook. We'll blast it out with the intention. What I wanted to do was an event before the end of the year to recruit elite agents. Doesn't necessarily have to be an event, but I need to make sure that I get this out because this is something that will just continue to run until I have accounts that I want. We're no longer bringing agents in one-on-one or one at a time. We're bringing in classes. So the last 2 classes were classes of 3.
Okay.
So the next class that I want is a class of 6 agents. Here's how we are right now. We have the Medrano group. And under the Medrano group sit 13 agents, 7 ISAs, and 3 support or admin. And then me right now. The biggest lever is this one. these 7 ISAs are covering our phones, are covering our emails, are covering our inbound text, inbound everything, and the leads that come in within a minute that it comes in. From 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Friday. The last 4 out of the 7 just started. So we're testing it all this month. It's fucking beautiful. We found a mistake because Johnny came in as a lead that comes in from direct website rather than the traffic that we run through our ads. And he didn't get called for 30 minutes. The workflow started, the campaigns were working. He didn't get called for 30 minutes. And they fucked up the call. So I fixed it. Besides having the conversation with the call, immediately started going back and forth with them, like what happened here. Owned it. Now I have to go coach on having better conversations with that ISA. This is a lever, though. This is a lever that allows me to bring more of these guys, funnel as much as I can in marketing and lead gen to be able to get them to where they need to be. So there's an unlimited potential to reach these in human capital with the relationships that we've built in Mexico with 3 universities. We're a preferred employer. We're able to, they get college credit while they work for us. And they have all the skill sets that you would want from the Philippines, from all these other places. So I need to attract elite agents. And I need to build a sequence for that. My question isn't necessarily around that now, because I figured that out with what we did earlier. My question is, how do I, once I attract them, what should the event or the scenario be for these agents every single month? The thought behind it first was reach out to like 20 or 30 agents that I already know I want and start there and seduce them with real, very attractive shit, gifts, an event. Or I just funnel this through all the agents that I know are producing, that I know are starving, and just drop that sequence. Or both.
How are you defining an elite agent? Because an elite agent,
150,000 income. That's not even
why do
close
they
to
have an issue with leads right now?
because they're not even half of that right now. So they made 100 to 150,000 the last few years, and this year they're not even close.
So we're using past financials versus current. Okay.
Yeah.
So you say elite, they're good at closing, but they're not good at.
That's all I need. Like I can do the lead gen.
So that's
I
what I
have
mean.
the setters. I have the
So I mean,
setters.
when you say elite, you mean that they're great closers. They may not be great.
Closers to come to me to become elite, right? Because what we do is different than just lead gen.
So you're not looking for an elite agent.
From the very correct, true. To create an elite agent.
That's it. Yeah, you want to build elite agents, not attract.
So, E, what are the qualities of an elite, whether it's internal or external? So I do not have it. What am I going to get?
So when you first work with me, the first thing we do is a foundational fact map. Period. First thing. You work with me, even the agents now. First thing you're doing is a foundation fact map. Figure out where the fuck you are. So we can talk about business all day.
I want to take you a step back. I'm not worried about you delivering the process to make someone an elite agent.
Yes.
What are the benchmarks as a human being that you consistently see someone have that give them the potential to go through your program and be an elite agent? We need to create a scorecard that if I look at Phil, he marks down 5 to 6 of the 8 requirements to be an elite agent as a human. Now I can go teach Phil through foundational fact maps. I can go teach him through sequence, through all this to go close. But I need to understand he has the core requirements.
Okay.
So would that be like an assessment that they would fill out?
It can be an assessment, but I mean, before we even worry about the actual how, what are the requirements?
So first off, you have to be full-time.
Okay. Have to be full-time.
We don't fuck around with part-time agents.
So I would even say that's an expectation.
Yeah, okay.
That's not a requirement of them as a human.
As a human.
As a human. Okay. So I would even say that's an expectation. Yeah, okay. That's not a requirement of them as a human. That's not a requirement of them as a human. As a human.
As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human. As a human.
What type of person? What are the core values or the core competencies of your best agents right now?
Gosh, they're all so different. So they have to be core competencies. Give me an example of what you would mean by a core competency.
What shared qualities do your best agents have?
So
What's
they're
their backgrounds?
okay.
Where do they come from?
Okay. They're all families. They're all married.
Married? Okay, so that matters.
Wives, husbands.
Okay, married.
What's their average age?
My elite, 36, 37.
Does it go 10 years up or 10 years down?
Both. So we have so my newest agent that's going to make 140,000 the first year. He's 33.
Okay.
And then the ones that have been with me, my top producer's a Mormon guy that made $30,000 the first year. He's going to make
The
a
top
quarter.
producer was the female.
No, she's the top producer's Christian. Nicole's a top producer.
Okay.
Christian's going to make close to $250,000. Nicole is our events. She runs events. They're all family oriented. That's one thing that I attract.
So married 30 to 40-year-olds.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean I can't take a rookie either.
Understood, but
Or a younger guy.
start with the wheelhouse
Okay.
and then bring the outliers in.
Okay. So yeah, married, mid-30s.
Okay. What else?
Educational background, bachelor's, nope. None?
Belief systems.
Belief
Christian?
systems. They're Christians.
Okay, put Christian down.
Okay.
Oop.
It's so weird. I don't know why. Hit the return button.
Where's the
Bottom left on the toolbar. Whoop. Sorry.
You just erase the whole thing.
No. There, right there's a return right there. There you go. I don't know why it's doing that. It's super weird. Maybe it's a
Update.
two-finger thing. I don't know.
So we have external factors. What about their character? So one of the things that's created that married, that 30s, and that Christian belief system is an internal driving character qualities. How do you measure their effort, their etiquette, their sincerity?
So we hit home on family all day long.
All right.
All day long. So Nicole, our event girl, has 9 kids.
Oh.
9 fucking kids.
Jeez.
And they're all different ranges, from 11 years old to 34 years old.
Okay.
And she's one of my older. She just turned 50 recently, and I hit home on family all the time, because I can tell you that we could work all day long, but the minute the shit breaks down at home for them, they're not even close to being connected at work.
Yep.
So family is extremely important for all of us. They're all grounded around the Warriors way. Yeah.
Person that we're after, this is a person who made 150,000 in the last 12 months, but now they know they're fucked.
Yes.
They've already bought a car. They've already got a new condo. They got in the industry in the last 2 to 3 years. They got in late. They are leaving the industry. They're not elite, and they know it right now.
So 3 to 5 years in the game is what I had already. That's who I want to go after.
Because that's who you're looking at. Because if you look at who's going to be exited and swept out of this, so we're not after elite agents.
Right.
We're after taking good agents that thought they were going to be elite, who are going to be eliminated. Go from eliminated to elite. Welcome to the eliminated to elite boot camp.
There it is, right there.
You either will be eliminated or become elite. There is no middle ground. Eliminated or elite. How we take realtors who will be eliminated from the industry in the next 12 months and turn them into elite. The only realtors that will survive are elite realtors.
They're not able to read the signs that you can.
But dude, the crazy part is the reason these guys, like, it was easy for them to get leads, bro.
Yeah.
Because the market just had lots of fucking leads everywhere. But now the elite agents are elite agents because they can get leads. You're elite because you can get leads. They can't get leads. So part of the hook on this is leads.
and what you're positioning them as, Eleazar, is you need to make them elite, because if you give them the leads, they'll just fuck it up.
Well, I don't want to pitch the leads. That's
No.
the thing.
Well, you can give them the leads if they can't close it.
But you're showing them how to close, because you could hand them the leads tomorrow and they're not going to close.
Right.
So part of the problem is that it doesn't matter how many leads I give you, if you can't close, you're still gonna be broke.
Yeah.
I'd want a
You don't have a
personality
lead
profile
problem.
on these folks to find out if they can close. Because otherwise you're gonna bring them into the fold and you're gonna find out real quick without that data that they're not gonna be able to close ever. That's just not in their DNA.
So the first 60 days with us, they're doing their fact maps. They're doing 12 weeks of sales training by a national trainer that we did like a year ago. We recorded it. We put it in Trainial. They're all required to do these trainings, and they're all required to go through our inside sales team training as well.
So, but to Matt's
later
point,
again.
I would personality profile and benchmark them before they even start that. Otherwise, you're just wasting time and energy on people that they may be book smart, but the second they have to go close, they fucking clam up.
What kind of personality profile would you
There's
recommend?
tons you can use. But
I did Sole Purpose with my entire team.
just profiles.
We've done all of that shit.
What's your average disc?
That's not what I'm looking for.
Is there an average Kobe score or disc score of a,
No.
of a closer?
So the event's really a group interview.
Pretty much.
So then we're trying to get guys, like I'm telling you, dude, like all this stuff is accurate when you hire. But the initial event, none of
It's like
this
a
is relevant.
crucible
The
experience.
event is a tryout
Yeah.
to be elite.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
this
the
is like-
frame on this event around eliminated or elite, all the profiling they're talking about is absolutely accurate if you hire them. They need to go through another crucible with you, but you're talking about building an event so that you can get 30, 40, 50 agents in a room, and then you only accept 7 applications to be part of it. And you keep running this event to go find the agents that want to be elite who don't want to be eliminated. The pain is being eliminated. Did these guys know, bro? Do they know or do they not know?
Yeah.
They
know.
fucking know. So you need to speak into their pain about the fact they're going to be eliminated.
Okay.
They can't pay their car payments.
What I'm going to do. Like, that's literally all I'm
Yes.
doing.
Yes. Okay. So the frame around it, we're not worried about who you're going to hire
Right.
in the room. We're looking for hungry.
Yeah.
You're looking for hungry.
Yep.
We don't want people with savings. We don't want people with fucking 19 months of money. You need hungry, I'm about to be eliminated realtors who you can put into the protocol, and over 90 to 120 days, you can get them closing.
So what's the big promise then? Do I promise them deals?
You're promising them to be elite.
Right.
You can promise them deals, you can promise them leads, you can promise all of that, but they need to prove to you why they shouldn't be eliminated.
Okay, so walk me through a crucible that would be like, how could we do that?
You either run a 3-day virtual event or a 3-day in-person event. You invite them to the event and you essentially run a 3-day fact map.
So I thought about that. I thought that was just a piece.
That is a piece. And then inside of it, you're adding lead development, and what you're showing them the possibility. Here's where you are, here's where you're gonna go. Then your whole 3rd day on your pitch is showing what you have.
So day 1 foundation fact map.
And exposing the painful problem where they're at right now. Just driving home the elimination. Day 1 is elimination. Day 2 is elite. Day 3 is the entrance. You make this event like $500, $1,000, because your top people won't come.
Day 2's elite. The pit to peak.
And now you can talk about what elite looks like on that day too. You know, and you could really just take 2 categories, business and balance. That's what I'm having Kevin do right now. Kevin's event started today. That's all they're doing. He's not spending time on body and being. He doesn't have enough time.
They probably don't care at this point.
They're kind of desperate. So they're like in balance, and these realtors are desperate right now. They're starting to hit, and I told him he needs to crash a fucking plane. You have to make this so treacherously terrifying to them to get them to move. I'd also consider having them pay you to be involved. Cash up front.
How?
Get them committed, 10 grand to come play after the event. You want to come play with me, it's a $10,000 trial fee. You show me you're ready to dance. And then we create some kind of an interesting guarantee around the backside on it for them. like a risk reversal.
Sure. Yeah, either you make X within 6 months, or I
Or-
give you your money back,
yeah.
or something like that.
What's day 3?
Day 3 would be the entrance to elite.
That's the enrollment day.
La entrada. You just call it la entrada, bro.
Just call it that, bro.
What's that look like?
Entrance is the path he already has. So it's ISAs. You create the whole model, whatever the thing is you built. You come up with a unique name with the ISAs, the lead dev, the outbound text, the sales training, everything. That's the entrance to elite, which is, we used to call the Medrano method, but we're not calling it that. What do we call it now, bro?
I have no fucking idea.
We need a fucking name for this thing, we need something that they hear it and they go, whoa. La Solución. When in doubt with anything, just say it in Spanish. So it's like,
Sounds badass.
It just
for
sounds
sure.
fucking so much cooler in Spanish. You're like, Jadet.
Hey, Elazar, you remember when we did Warrior Wealth 1 the first time?
Yeah.
And we had to do a projection of what we thought our income would be as a result of doing the work.
Yeah.
That would be a great way to start the entrance day 3 with.
You can do a specific too. You could create specific note maps instead of using the ones I have. Create specific maps that expose them around lead development, cash, sales skills, etc. So it's a customized map, not a traditional warrior map. You make it real heavy exposure on their business side, marketing skills, sales skills, leadership skills, cash.
A lot of them aren't getting professional development either, or coaching and training from the brokerages. The brokerage is just siphoning off the top versus actually training them, weaponizing them.
So back up real quick before you take more notes. What do you see? What are you energetically? What are you getting from this, bro?
I think it's great. I think 3 days is a long time.
Yeah,
I think 3 days is a long fucking event.
it is.
Why does it? Can we do that in less time with the same impact?
You could. I mean, you could go for 2. The reason for 3 is you've got enough time to be able to anchor pit and peak. You could anchor pit and peak in 1 day.
Is it a long time when it's a difference between you being elite or eliminated?
No.
I don't think 3 days is a long time because these guys aren't fucking doing anything. Even a busy real estate agent's not doing shit.
So what are we doing? Like, we're doing foundation day 1, balance and business with
With
work in between. I know how to do all that stuff.
And at the end of day 1, the whole goal is to have them in a painful reality of where they are. What's working, what's not working. Now we get to paint the vision for what's possible. And you get to talk about your agents now. Put your agents on the panels. Have them talk about how they're responding to the market right now. Have your top people come in and sit down and talk to them about what they're seeing, how
day
they're
1?
seeing the world, how they're seeing the game right now.
On day 2.
Day 2. Day 2.
Two possibility.
Your 30K to 250 guy, he's perfect.
You bring in your top people, you bring in your 9-kid mama, and you have her come in with her 9 fucking kids.
Yep.
You say, I'm gonna pay for all these kiddos to go shopping and get them something today, like fucking shirts or something. I don't know.
Sneakers.
You saw me do this at WordCon. I was just panel after panel after panel after conversation after conversation. It was like one giant story-mony. Just like story after story of guys who had results. So you get your top 4 or 5 there on day 2. You have them sit there in the audience with you on day 1. You create a connection with your agents to have them, like these people are going to be on their team. So it's a team building event for your current successful teams. So they get incentivized to be part of it. They get excited because they'll start closing during lunch.
You have tacos.
Yeah.
Damn.
Makes everything elite.
Tomorrow is Elite Taco Friday, so
Taco
you know it's gonna be great.
So 3-day event.
Yep, 3-day event, bro. So can you use one of are you done with HomeSmart?
Not yet.
Okay, you are or no?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so you can use their facility or no? Can they help
We
you
have a
fill this
full
event?
corporate- Yeah.
Dude, fuck. Use their. How many people can you fit in one of their biggest training rooms?
100.
Dude, fuck it. Go for 100 people. Literally. Get HomeSmart to back the fuck out of this.
Okay.
Get them to promote and fill 100 people in this room on this.
They love you
Book this
still, right?
bitch out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if HomeSmart might even sponsor the lunches.
Oh, yeah.
Ask them if they'll sponsor. Dude, they're desperate as hell. These guys are all these big brokerages now that are heavy fucking loaded. All of them, they have to win. They're going to start downsizing and cutting away buildings and facilities and all kinds of shit in the next 60, 90, 120 days. You're going to watch happen.
Yeah.
You and I both know this.
Tech companies already started.
HomeSmart's fucked if they don't get this turned around, which means guys like you who are willing to do shit like this, you are a big fucking win for them. So this is like a small promotion pitch tomorrow, like to them, like you don't even come in here in the morning. You just like sit and write this shit. Help me. I'll review it with you and
Be on the plane to Ishaya in the morning.
fucking perfect. That's even better. Then write this shit on the plane, send it to me. I'll give you a review at lunch and then deliver this shit out for tomorrow night before you're done.
Perfect.
What's the date of the event?
So I wanted to do it right after Thanksgiving.
Good.
Before we
Yeah.
came back here.
First week of
Good.
December.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Like the 3rd, 4th, or 2nd, 3rd, whatever
Whatever
that.
that.
Yeah,
well,
that,
that's
that
gotta be
Wednesday,
the
Thursday,
weekend.
Friday. It's perfect. Right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Nick makes a good point though. Like these guys don't have much going on.
I know. You made a really good point. That's
It's going to be really depressing too coming out of Thanksgiving because they'll be like, okay, it's a break from me having to feel obligated to do shit. And then Monday hits, it's like, fuck, it's still real. I'm still not producing. I'm still not making money.
Same thing you faced, right?
November
Wow.
30th through
Yeah.
December
Around.
2nd. Wednesday,
It's not
Thursday,
gonna-
Friday,
yeah.
following Thanksgiving.
This is a very good time
Yeah.
to be able to hit the pain pocket.
what was it?
November 30th through December 2nd.
Perfect. There you go. There's your
Wednesday
date.
through Friday.
Yeah.
You can hammer on the fact that 4 days prior, they sat at the Thanksgiving table that they don't know what the status of that will be by the time Christmas rolls around if they don't change.
So my thought was to hit them with the pain before Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
and then the possibility right after. Okay, I like it.
HomeSmart puts it on. HomeSmart sponsors
I
it.
don't give a fuck if they do or not, but I'm gonna ask them, and I'm sure they will. But either way, I'm gonna do it.
So what are you gonna do? That's it.
You guys will start seeing the Facebook posts
Oh yeah.
for the pain. You're just gonna start posting them so you can see them. Tell me if you see them. Let me know what you think. We'll have the group. I need to get the list for the invite. Can I do that Monday, Tuesday when I get back? That's it.
Beautiful. It's clean. Two clap.
How do I get this?
Invite button
We can get
up
it
top.
exported for you.
Do the invite and then just enter in your email.
All right. What are you seeing here, Johnny? What are you seeing for you?
For me, in my stack this morning, I came up with this risk-free retiree,
Yeah.
and it was a way for me to tie all the copy that I've been writing into a singular message. And problem possibility, I mean, there's a ton of it in the marketplace right now,
Right.
and I can see a framework for myself where I build out a company that's brings in $500 million in assets, and then I train other advisors on how to do it.
Right. Do it yourself and then train other
Guy who was
advisors.
26 years in the employee channel who finally left and built within a few years $500 million in AUM financial advisory practice, and now I'm coaching and consulting them on how to do the same.
What are you gonna do right now?
Right now, I'm gonna start writing copy directly with the problem possibility
Yeah.
package.
Especially with the market still tumbling.
Everything's gonna be geared towards a risk-free retiree.
Yeah.
I secured the domain name for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put up a landing page that just says coming soon. Put your email address here, and we'll notify you when the first thing's going out.
Clean.
Just see how much traffic I could push to it and start building up a lead list.
Clean. Good. All right, Hans. What do you got? Hans University.
With regards to what Ozar just went through, there's some frameworks there. The biggest takeaway really was from Phil, because I'm flipping from yesterday the idea of building fulfillment to actually creating the win. So I have the framework there. There's some challenges that I've got to process through because my first initial points that I had this morning on pain were too basic and they didn't serve a larger avatar, if you will, that we're going for. Because in our business model, from an instructor standpoint, we're looking at individuals that range anywhere from an instructor standpoint in a part-time to full-time capacity from 16 up to 65 years of age. So that I have to really think about this weekend, the problems that they have in seeing themselves doing that, but in a different way than I have. And I feel like the balloon's been hit and I've got this little air that's coming out. And I've been trying to access it today, but I feel like I just need to sit on my own and just let it come in.
Yeah.
Because it's that framework of getting the problem for them seeing that once I have that, the possibility is not an issue.
Sure.
The path isn't an issue. I'll have to work on the pitch side and what I've learned so far in weaving that in. It's just flipping in such a quick amount of time just to get it to sit with me and then start coming from here.
To recruit instructors.
But it's, for me, the issue is not, part of it was the mental side and seeing a framework here where I have a vessel to fill, but really it's about connecting with, when we go mind, body, spirit, my being, and how I can really get into the problems that are there that I'm used to dealing with when they're presented in front of me.
Right.
Not when I am creating to discover them, then to market to that problem.
Got it.
Right? So once I have that, then I can build the frames.
Clear.
And go. I feel like where I'm at is I just have to, now I have enough today to just do. I'll have some questions which I'll use on hot seats. And then a few other things that on the walk and talk with Garrett to think about.
Good. Beautiful. Yep. Greg, you ready for your hot seat? Let's do it. Test your handwriting skills. Mic up.
You're the original vibe board master with the black
He is
backgrounds.
He got us on it.
Kevin Ward got us on the vibe boards. Went to his house last year at this time, and he had that little one, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? That's awesome."
I
And
can use the shit out of it. I can't draw though.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
One
I've
of these
seen
days,
your-
I'll help you get a background on there and all the other fancy
Yeah,
stuff.
well, that's fancy. That's too advanced. I'm not ready. I just barely figured out how to change the black background. I think that was awesome. That took me 9 months, 10 months. All right, what you got, champ?
So yesterday we talked about hiring that number 2 being the biggest domino, but looking at where things are right now, in the last 2 weeks, the hires I made, I'm 80% out of fulfillment right now. For me to go get the person that I really need, I don't have the budget to get that person right now. I could incentivize them with equity, profit sharing, a lot of stuff, but in the immediate, that's a person I'm gonna have to train a lot. Like, I'd rather push them and focus on the revenue numbers. So right now, I'm not counting any consulting, just straight subscription revenue for the service is right now at $23,000 per month. I've had 2 cancellations since April. Okay. Both of those are people whose businesses are no longer operating. So my retention is already great because the business is just really sticky. I build all your stuff for you. You don't want to cancel because you don't want to have to do it yourself. Pretty easy. Here's the challenge. This is the number that in Claravita, of all places, came up that I'm supposed to be shooting for. I'm going to be very direct. I didn't want to write that number. Through Stacks, through Claravita, God said, if you don't say that number, it's going to be 0. So there's the number.
Good.
That being said, what that equates to off of current pricing,
200,000 what?
200,000 revenue.
A month.
Per month, yeah.
Okay,
So
write
that
that
means
up, 200,000
right
per
now,
month.
this is, where's the eraser one? This is 10 clients. This is going to equate to plus 60 from what I currently have. Okay, what I currently know is that every one employee that I hire, these people that are on my A team, can service 25,000 worth of revenue easily. I have a backlog right now of 5 people that I can bring on, and I've checked a little bit ago. I've got another 30 applications I can go through. So the fulfillment piece of this isn't going to be the hard part. It's the acquisition. Okay. When I'm looking at this, can I run ads? Can I do all that stuff? Yes, but it's not going to be fast enough. It's just not. I need to get those things turned on because I can't depend on somebody else for a lead source. I realize that. But if I'm making a sprint for that number, which I am confident the system can for Phil, really all it comes down to me is looking at the referral partners and then any way that I can play stuff with affiliates. Currently, I've got that set up to where those are going to get 30% recurring monthly commissions on that.
Cool.
Price points on the current packages are basically between $1,000 and $3,000. So they're making $300 to $1,000 a month. Not exactly, you know what I mean. Pretty close to that per month per person they pull in.
You have a solid tracking system for that?
Yes.
Cool.
All of it's so my onboarding, client communication, like everything at this point is already automated.
Cool.
You could drop 20 people in right now, minus me having to hire. I could onboard every person into the system without me having to touch them.
Does Design Pickle do this? I don't think they do an affiliate, do they? Do they?
I don't think so.
ClickFunnels is paid out. It's a stupid number.
Yeah.
It's 30%, but they've paid out like, I don't want
$1
to.
billion or something.
I'm sure it's something stupid.
It's not $1 billion, is it?
Oh, I have no
It's
idea.
fucking crazy. It's a crazy number they paid out in commissions already in the first 8 years.
Because they have people that their entire business is being an affiliate for them.
Yeah, their big model is supportive of this. So this is a great direction. Okay, keep going.
So right now, the thing that seems to be looming largest for me, find an agency to run ads, that's fine. But me really figure out who I can pick is like 10 targets for those referrals, go through the sequence, make it super specific to seduce them, to get them in as affiliates. So it's like 10 separate sequences almost based on what are their specific pain points you have in servicing your clients. How I can help you serve your clients better. So that's what I've got to come up with is that list of 10 names, write the sequence, and just make a dash to get as many of those in as I can. Because when I look at it that way, if I'm just, let's say I find a coach that has even 100 clients, they sign up, I get 10.
So
That's not a hard.
you're going after coaches?
Right now, what's in my brain is coaches and consultants that work with people that have businesses. So like, I'm going to use the name like Pedro. He's teaching you a system.
Okay.
All of his people struggle to launch the system.
Okay.
Hey, here's the templatized version. We can help all of them launch immediately.
So did you talk to Pedro?
I haven't. I'm just using that as an example.
Okay. Do you know Pedro?
No. Okay. Bought his stuff, so I know that nobody can launch them.
Okay. Got it.
But that's
Pedro would be a perfect client for you.
yeah.
And then he would need to be a client, and then the game would be to roll out to all his students.
Yeah.
Dean Graciosi and KBB and Tony and Mastermind.com. These guys, they become your clients, and then you roll out to all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need coaches who coach coaches,
Yes.
because now you're directly dealing with like an entire industry, which is very specific. Okay. Of the 23,000 a month, how many of those people are coaches who coach coaches or coaches?
Most of it. Well, I mean, it's all guys.
We're
in the
part of
group.
that. Yeah.
Are
we
so
part of
like
that?
you guys are a part of that.
Yeah.
Everybody will see. You don't coach coaches. You have a very specific product. You couldn't refer me. Matt, you work with other business owners. Technically, you could refer me.
I could refer you.
Well, you can refer. Well, I don't know most of your businesses, like your prospects or your customers, so maybe you can't. Ed Baxter, no, he can't. So it's kind of a mix on those. They could refer me to other people, but to their specific client base.
Right.
I'm just trying to look at like what swing can I get that picks up the most number off of one contact.
So you taking on a niche of coaches who coach coaches is an interesting niche. Because one of the challenges that coaches have who coach coaches is the fact they need their coaches who they... Every time I fucking start saying it, I just like kind of want to laugh at myself. Or it's like, Rhett, talk about this. Like, so what you guys may not know, Rhett was like the right-hand man that built the entire game with Sam Ovens. If you're not familiar with Sam Ovens was actually the guy who inspired me in 2019 to like build my home study courses, like the entire 4 Summits game. What have you seen with this? Because you guys were dealing with people coming at a consulting.com. Like this was like your fucking game.
Fucking insane.
Rhett was also the guy who sold me into the mastermind on the sales call. And he was also Graduate Warrior Week. Used to be here in our groups in 2019, 20, and then went on a spiritual journey the last 2 years. Did his barefoot Molly game, which is good. Now he's back from the barefoot Molly game.
Back in the game.
Yeah. Talk about though, like with what you see, like Greg deals with all the integration and systemization, like all of the detailed technical side of building membership sites, funnel. It's all the technical shit these coaches and consultants can't do. But speak to the problem you saw happening on the backside with implementation, with what Sam was teaching him.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest problems. Besides coaches not being able to coach coaches on a personal level, right? Like the coaching inadequacy, the second major problem, which you probably know in building this software, is that people struggle to implement. And they take a fucking year to build everything out that they need to. Website, back-end membership, funnels for lead flow. So what I see is we generated a fuckload in affiliate cash by referring guys like yourself. So I think it's just about coming into the game with strategic partners that can accelerate their product, because at that level, it's all about speed of results, right? Like a coach getting into the game who is equipped at what they do, they're pretty confident in their ability. They just need speed of execution because they can't be fucked dealing with all the technical stuff. But if you can get into someone who has a good and large client base already, but the only question that I would have is guys at that level that are already producing pretty good results, they're referring partners like ClickFunnels, right? So what's your strategic advantage?
ClickFunnels doesn't build anything for you.
Okay, so it's a full service, like you're going in and building it for.
Yes, so the way that the system works,
okay, that's powerful.
You log in, it would feel like a SaaS platform to you.
Explain to Rhett, because it will allow everyone to get it, and he's smart as fuck, so he'll help you with this. Explain to him what you do, because it will help the rest of the group see how clear you are now about what you do.
So I built out a platform that is backed by entire teams. Okay, I have an A team, which are people that are elite. They could plan everything out for you, build it for you, and I have an execution team that's like task-based. Okay, so all of this is being executed by people. None of it's just templates. You put in a task, no matter what it is, build a funnel, set up this automation, send this email, whatever it is. It comes into my system and it gets filtered to the right people on my team based on skill sets and then their workflow. Okay, so if I've got multiple people that are great at high level ClickFunnels, doesn't matter.
Yep.
Comes in, hits their queue. Typically it's taking us about 48 hours to get stuff done when the customer actually knows what they need done. You send in a task that says, I need a landing page. I'm like, that's great. I need copy, I need images, I need all of it. But we execute everything end to end. We don't do custom development. Anything that's integrate this, plug and play with most of the marketing automation tools that are out there, we do it all.
So you've got rapid speed as well.
Yes.
Of building out custom solution.
Yes.
Okay, impressive. And what's this, 2.3K per month? Or is that distributed evenly? Like your 23,000 that you're making per month, right? Across 10 clients. Is it 2.3K per month retainer, or is it fluctuate?
It varies. The first people that came on had a beta price was a little bit lower. People that have come on later are at a higher price point.
Okay.
Right now, if you signed up somebody brand new, I'm getting rid of this hours model. It used to be like you get 40 hours production, X price, you get more production, X price. Fuck that, I'm not doing it. It's gonna be $3,000 a month, unlimited hours, ready to go. That's where that number comes from. It's technically not exact math, but I'm like, shoot for 60 just so I've got some wiggle room for churn that will happen over that period of time.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Clear.
So
I think
when you see, I mean, they dealt with, how many guys you deal with at consulting.com?
20,000.
That-
Students that paying $2,000 for a product.
Are you guys familiar with consulting.com?
No.
And Sam Ovens? No? Yes?
Yeah.
I mean, he rose with like, he fucking came out of nowhere because of his relationship with Ty Lopez. And they marketed like crazy. Sam was super smart about it. Now he does run a software tool called School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they dealt with exactly who you're trying to help. Like, he's not the only one. There's a shitload of people. What's her name that's in the life coach school? Fuck, dude, I'm in a mastermind with her. Marie Fuller is another one. Marie's like in it, but like
Folio, Russ Ruffino.
Ruffino. Like
You've got people that are teaching people to be coaches,
Yeah.
and you've got the ones that are trying to help people launch marketing agencies. Like there's these two giant groups that are floating,
Yep.
both of which could work.
So you've got to get in the door with a couple. You've got to land guys like me as customers and then turn around and go. I mean, I'm sure based on what you've done with Runar and Jeff, we can run a campaign for you. Because
That to
this
me
is already a
it's
problem.
the only way to hit those numbers.
Yeah.
And if you had asked me 2 weeks ago, can you keep up? I'd be like, fuck no. But I finally removed, I told you, like I hit this point where I had to just stop fulfilling for 3 days and be like, I don't care if everybody cancels. I have to figure out how to get out. Figured it out, worked well. Let's play.
Still working with Ed?
At the moment, yes. He's turned a corner a little bit. I think that's also because of me setting better standards.
I think another
80-20 rule, like some 80% of my time goes to a very few clients.
Mm-hmm.
I think another industry that could be a pretty strong leverage point for you is the health industry. A lot of these coaches in the health space, they have the cash, but they suck at tech and they suck at systems. So a place like Integrative Nutrition, students are going in there paying 5, 6, 7 grand to learn how to become a nutritionist, essentially, a holistic health coach. My girlfriend was one of them, sucks at technology. Good at what she does, knowledgeable, but doesn't have the system to help build her operation. If she could have someone help build the operation, she can make money on the back end and run that effectively.
See, whenever I start doing true paid ads, in my mind, those are all things that work. When I'm just trying to figure out, okay, who can I take a swing at that can pick up 10, 15, 20 at once? I don't know who the person is that trains those people. There was one guy that used to do it. I can't think of his name, Tanner something. Chidester?
Yeah.
Who trained online
So
coaches.
I'm gonna give you a little interesting thing. How did you get my attention?
Talking about it in the group.
Joined my highest level group.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just play some strategy here for you. You ready for the greatest ad spend of your life?
Sign up for other groups.
Join Russ Ruffino's top group. Join the top 5 or 6 guys who coach coaches. Join their top groups. Come in and be you. By the end of, you may not get it by Christmas, but by next summer, you'll be the fucking guy for like 9 different people. What you do is already useful. And the people they're coaching, to these guys, I mean, we don't really coach coaches, but we have a lot of we have a fair amount of coaches and consultants. That's not our direction. It's not what I do. But we have people in that space, probably about 25% of the overall business entrepreneurs that are here. These guys are, your fastest way into their attention is buying our groups. Legit.
Yeah.
Like, get in there, talk in their communities. If you're in part of Russ Ruffino's, just his group alone, just even if his medium level group, you were in Russ's group, weren't you?
Yeah.
Corwin? Tell what it was like when you were over there.
No one knows how to do anything fucking tech, myself included. But Russ Ruffino's whole thing is you have to build an online funnel with a bunch of automations and sequences through Stealth Seminar and Once Hub and all this other shit. And then you have to figure out how to run ads too.
Which is what Sam was teaching at consulting.com too. I mean, it's not complicated, but to
someone like
coaches,
me,
it
it's
is.
super complicated.
Yeah.
Brain surgery.
I'm sitting here running through names in my head. Like I was gonna sign up for
Frank
something anyway for Taylor Welch,
Yeah.
because he's in Nashville down the road.
Yeah.
He does this stuff. Ruffino.
Yeah, Taylor would be great.
What if you just picked one in each? One coach who coaches coaches and one guy who's the
Yeah,
go-to
ACS.
advertising guy.
I'm already in one of those for agencies. So I could talk to him.
But this is about deliberately coming in. It's like you coming in with us. Like you came in with us and you're proving yourself with us. You have your domino clients and then you have your client clients. Your domino clients are the access point. Like Pedro, for sure, dude. His people need help. Pedro Dale.
Long term, that model where he's teaching something that is very easily like SOP'd for execution.
Yeah.
100% have to get in with those. Because then it's what's the phrase that I think Hermosi uses? An integration offer, implementation offer. It's like bundle it up in one package,
Yeah.
sell it all together.
Right. Yeah. It's like you sign up for the fitness program and you get some free protein with it.
Yeah.
So let's say you get into these groups. What's your pitch?
Getting that part, I'm gonna have to think through. Like you said, it's just get in there and be present and talk, answer questions, and engage.
It won't be hard, dude. You'll just start talking and you'll be the smartest guy there except for Russ.
Because everybody needs it.
And everybody in the room is like, oh my God, you'll be getting asked for hand. Like, can I blow you at lunch? That's just from the guys. So who knows what's coming from the ladies. So so it's not malicious at all.
No.
It's like, I'm going to join your group. I'm going to buy my way in. My job is to be here and add value. And you're going to add value in the Facebook groups. You're not doing it malicious at all. Raul, God, I don't know. That was really hard to remember his name.
Salas.
Yeah. So Raul Vasilis, like who trained, that's how Raul did his entire first business. He was part of Platinum Partners with Tony.
Yep.
And he served a need inside of there for people in Plat who they weren't getting it from Tony in the program. It wasn't a takeaway. It was just part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're here and picking up clients, and it's not taking from me. It's like, you guys need help. It actually helps me because then people get better results because you're doing your thing. And the goal though would be to have Russ become your client, have like these guys become your clients.
Yeah.
A handful of these guys I can introduce you to. Taylor, Pedro, Russ.
Those, I mean, to me, that seems like the only play for getting there in any quick way.
The challenge you're going to run into with all these guys, you're not getting any of them quick.
No.
Meaning, like,
There's
you're
a
not
trust
getting any
level
of
and
these
all
guys to like promote you like right now.
6 to 12 months.
You're going to be a minute to get in, but once you you might be able to get it faster if you join the group. But like, I want you to look at this as like an overall strategy, though.
Yeah.
It's just getting yourself in the environment.
Yeah. Well, in the immediate, if I'm talking about that kind of number, I've got this guy who's got a big agency program that I'm in. I think he's got 3K people that paid him 10K plus to be in it. I'm in it. The real estate guy I used to work for, his clients could technically use it because none of them can execute. It's just, do I want to get back in bed with that situation?
Yeah.
And then obviously anything that I could work out with you guys, like it's not just about the number, it's about like starting the trajectory there, because then I can actually have the resources to start hire the number 2, get more people on fulfillment, go from there.
Many of you like Keith Yackey. You guys know Keith?
Yep.
Keith's like ad game is like okay. Like he does webinars, okay. His biggest business is the fact that he's just partnered up with and speaks on everybody's stages. So some of you, your greatest marketing campaigns aren't going to be direct marketing campaigns. It's going to be locking up with people who already have your target. And then creating an endorsement deal. Like your affiliate contract you're doing. There's guys full-time businesses in ClickFunnels. That's all they do is promote ClickFunnels. So being able to pull this off though requires you have a clear pitch deck.
Yeah.
Like just being able to go in and be in these groups won't make it happen. It's you being able to clearly be able to offer, here's what I do. Here's how I solve the problem. Because it's not if it's there. It is there.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if it was just me trying to do this, fuck out of here, dude. You know? It's like we have Runar and you're still here. And Runar's staying now. So now it's both of you. We've got double trouble. It's fucking craziness. Love it.
Questions, additional comments? It seems, I mean, it's not that it's easy, but it seems fairly cut and dry what I've got to do.
Which is?
Huh?
What are you going to do?
One, work on the existing options that I have for the immediate, but then also find 3 to 5 of these groups. Taylor, Russ Ruffino, somebody else named another name. Forgot what it was. I'll have to watch the replay. To get into some of these high-level groups, providing value in the group, but then start figuring out my way to get closer to those people so that I can show them value and eventually convert them into customers to become like a mainstay of what they offer.
But you're also making a decision. Are you committing then that this tool, this tool is directly for coaches? That what you're focusing on is I help coaches.
I don't feel like I have to say that because of the way the service works.
But from a marketing perspective,
From a marketing
is this what
standpoint,
you're doing?
yes. Yeah. Because that's, like I said, that's how you pick up the highest number of people. The only problem with that is that long term, I'm paying you forever for that person. So my acquisition cost is very, very high.
Mhm.
It is what it is. Because I have a dependable stream. I just have to at some point branch, run my own marketing so that I'm not at somebody
You
else.
can if you're going after coaches.
What?
If you're going after coaches. I mean, dude, every other day I turn on somebody's fucking selling some magic formula to 100K a month to coaches. Of course, I'm in the stream for all the ad algorithms, so like I see everything, but I'm like, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. Coaching is going through the fucking roof right now, by the way. Why?
Vertical.
Why is it going through the roof? Like, it's everywhere, bro. Coaching and consulting is becoming like the new therapist. It's like a thing. It's like a big thing. Why? Why do you guys think that is? Matt, why is it?
There's people exiting companies that are stepping into that. There's
Okay.
also people who couldn't make it doing whatever business they were doing, and this is what they chose.
There's a bigger thing beyond both of those.
I think it's people like having spiritual awakening.
So is the spiritual awakening part of this too?
Yeah.
Purposeful.
Purposeful? What's happening to human beings' ability to be clear?
Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, so they're looking for somebody else to tell them what to do.
Everyone's looking for a guru to follow right now.
And there's a massive, massive shortage of health, mental health people.
Well, people-
Massive shortage.
Yeah, people don't trust the churches anymore. You used to go to the church. You don't trust the church.
Don't trust the schools.
Don't trust the schools. Definitely don't trust the government.
But what I'm saying is you have a trending market right now that's only getting bigger.
Yeah. So take advantage of that while it's
Brendan Burchard, Dean Graciosi, and Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson's entire audience, Pedro Adeo, Russ Ruffino, like Ed Milet's group, Cardone's group. Dude, that's like shit's happening everywhere. We just got to figure out how to get you in the crossfire of all of these people promoting and teaching, because they're all teaching and guiding, coaching, but nobody's filling that gap. Because it's heavy. It's a heavy gap. Super heavy. Did you guys ever find somebody that helped them with it at consulting.com? To help with this, with the tech software like setup and implementation? Did anything like that ever work out?
Another market that I see converging here, for the last few years, there's been the market of coaches who suck at marketing and typically suck at building the back end. And then there's the other side of YouTubers who are sky high. They're making money from YouTube, have a big following, and now they're waking up and being like, fuck, I need a back end. And they already have massive influence, and they're already in these big YouTube masterminds, learning how to continue to grow their YouTube accounts and channels. But there's no one helping them build the back end coaching business.
Back end coaching,
I
merch.
think that could be a major
Yeah.
leverage point for you. Because you're going to be, a lot of coaches are broke, but these YouTubers who have big influence, they're actually doing all right financially because they've got such a big audience. And as soon as you bolt the back end onto what they're already doing on the front end, now they're going to have the money to pay you every month consistently. And then you might be able to even partner with them. And in all of their courses, as they're helping their clients build YouTube channels and coaching businesses and profit on the back end, you can embed yourself into their material, their courses.
Mr. Beast, here we come.
$1 billion YouTube channel.
Have you helped DKW at all?
Oh shit.
Just been on your guys' stuff.
Good.
Had a conversation with Kate.
Nope, we're not helping my wife. I need to be here.
Okay.
I'll help her. I'm just kidding.
I talked to Katie, I think her name was.
Talking shit, bro. I'm like not gonna let her beat me. She beat me one time, 1 year. That's it. Never
Secret
heard about
weapon,
it the rest
all
of my
good.
life.
Secret weapon.
The reason I say is, I mean, we got 600 hairstylists who the last thing they want to do is deal with tech. So
That's why I was hesitant to say, yeah, coaches, because that when you start looking at it, brick and mortars, anybody that requires online, and the more brick and mortar they get, the easier it is to fulfill because they don't have complicated back ends that they need.
Yeah, they're much simpler with tech when they have a when they have a storefront.
But are they going to buy it at a $3,000 price point?
That here's where I would come with that is if I look at that like is it integration or implementation offer, whatever the word was. If I do it like that and it was like it's part of their tuition for a year, for example.
Oh, I see.
Because I'm going to look at them and like their usage rate is not going to be very high.
Bundled.
Right. So like I don't need 3,000 a month out of them. They're going to use like 2 tasks a month.
Right.
Well, you're building the same system for all of them
over and over.
So literally, you get to a place where the system you're building for the stylist, you could have 500 hairstylists on the game, but you find a price for them that makes sense because really you're talking about implementing them, being there for support with and they need help with like simple things, not even complicated. There's nothing complex about their systems.
Yeah.
We used to do this. Runar and I used to do this. We built out their funnels. In ClickFunnels, we had like a master account and built out all their funnel games. Might be interesting to see if we had a master ClickFunnels account with Warrior or with 2.0 DKW, and then everything was set up as admin accounts underneath. And there was a way to integrate, because what I'm trying to do inside the hair world right now is I want all of them private label on the app inside ClickFunnels 2.0 and running all their merchanting through our accounts.
Is ClickFunnels 2.0 going to give you a master account for you to have subs
Your own
where you could
agency
push
account.
a note like
Your
push
own
updates?
agency account, yeah. So we get 100% of their accounts inside of our account. So they've got some piece in there. This would be something interesting to figure out because if you can do that here in the hair game with us, there's a couple other verticals like that.
I've done that in high level.
Yeah.
Similar enough to where we built it all in one, and every time we would just push updates, go update all the zaps and different things.
Same things happen.
Super fast.
Yeah, same things happen with 2.0 rollout.
Got it.
Yeah. You guys realize like just today the conversations we've had?
Ridiculous.
No, like seriously. Like how many of you been in masterminds besides Warrior before? Raise your hand. Okay. Nick, what's the difference between what you're seeing happening today and yesterday versus typical masterminds you've been in?
Typical mastermind is ideas and pats on the back and good jobs. There's no actual plan of execution and change that's occurring. So you come back in a quarter and guess where you're still at? Exact same fucking spot.
I know. Matt, what are you seeing?
No cross-checking.
No cross-checking?
Nope.
Okay, what do you mean?
So I come in, I'm like, I get excited, I get these like brainstorm, hey, I'm gonna do this. But there's nobody that's gonna cross-check me on like, that's stupid, that's not gonna work. I've done that before and it didn't fucking work. Here's what you should do. Oh, and by the way, I get it from 20 people or 10 people or 15 people.
Phil?
Yeah, my experience has been getting way too deep on shiny things that you really can't execute on. And everybody, like, ideas that aren't practical. And same with Matt.
Yeah.
It's the same shit 12 months later.
Yep.
We're all in the same place, same problems.
Corwin? What did you see? It was different. You said, you had your hand up too about masterminds that you were part
Oh
of.
yeah, it's just the level of intensity and rigor here. Like no bullshit, and you actually watch people transform.
Fucking Tom was an acupuncturist at the start of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's a concierge doctor. He's doing this from across the fucking world.
Fucking A.
Anything
do it.
else, Greg?
Nope, that's it.
You good?
Mhm.
Okay.
You wanna send that to yourself?
What?
You wanna send that to yourself?
Other than names, I think I've got it.
Okay.
Where are you at the end of today?
Very clear. Obsessed with marketing. That's it.
Good.
That's it. Like if I don't get that, none of this other shit matters.
Yeah.
So obsessed. Daily commitment to put something out and get better at it. That's it. Share my story. Keep talking.
Keep talking.
That's it.
Where are you at with your studios?
I need to
Start
invest.
selling again at your studios?
That's one.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
You gonna talk to me about your university again?
I am. I've got
Okay,
to.
good.
I've got to commit to writing $50,000 letters.
Good.
That was a big one. Just putting it in that thing.
It's big. Dude, you realize that you're kind of dancing. You're doing ballet.
Yeah.
You're doing ballet. What's the thing that you're not doing? There's something you feel like, I know intuitive, there's something you need to pull the trigger on. I'm gonna come back to you.
Okay.
There's something, dude. I feel like a dog that just got, I'm a shark that got a scent of blood earlier today with you. It was interesting. I was like, there's some shit that there's something. I'm not saying you got some big fucking secret. I'm like, it's like, there's some shit you're supposed to do. Something inside of this, something.
Oh, I know what that is.
Because I keep poking. What is it?
I just don't want to go back in a chief instructor role.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun for me.
Yeah.
I love what we do.
Uh-huh.
It's like loving medicine,
Yeah.
but not wanting to just do the surgery anymore.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. And the other side too is with the trainers, if I go on the floor, it's not ego, it's just a fact. I connect with people. They don't. They're not there. And when somebody watches me, they want me. And then it locks me into that that I don't want to be locked into. It's not a path or future that creates the life that I've had, nor the life that I want.
Got it.
Building a company that I did before does, and I impact more people. That's it. It's the impact. I have to have a much more profound, and that might mean stepping back on that small level, like we talked about, and creating that energy. I've already put that down in one of my stacks of using this experience to refine the process more.
Yeah.
But also on the timeline, if I don't do the university, when I have that, now I'm behind extra more years. So I'm looking at 51 and I'm looking at 55 and 60. And I'm not 45 like some of the guys. I'm not 49. I'm not 36. And God, to be 28 like Rhett again with what I know now and what he knows. Oh my
28
God.
looks like he's 22 and he's like a fucking hair model. Yeah, I know.
So, we've talked about these things before in this idea of how your age kicks in, but then I'm also in a physical environment with a lot of other pressures too. I got to still make sure that I can do stuff that inspires people that want to be like us in a whole different fucking way. And I'm realizing that age is kicking in. Those kicks to the head, it's like memory. I'll take out your knees and I'll still brutally beat a person to shit.
Yeah.
But the flash in the show that's needed to attract.
Are you worried about being exposed?
In what way?
Like if you go back to the main line about being able to actually sell and train.
No,
Like, have you
not
been
even,
out of
even
it?
on the training. No, the training I do. I do
Training,
that
good.
every week.
Selling?
Selling, I don't have to do except on franchising and investing side.
But
I
inside the studio,
haven't done that for a while.
could you sell?
I'm sure I
Do you think you could?
We'll find out.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we are.
You need to sell.
Yeah.
Front line.
So that one I have to do. I already know that.
Yeah,
But it's
okay.
not the end game.
Of course, that's not the end game.
That's just it's like a fucking blade of grass. It's not even a domino.
You keep avoiding it.
hate it.
You fucking don't want to go do it.
I don't.
I know.
don't, and I know I have
You're
to.
dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, you look great, but you're dancing. You're a great dancer.
I can do a lot of performing, a lot
You
of
see
fancy
how
moves.
uncomfortable it makes you?
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Yeah.
How many of you can see how uncomfortable it makes you?
I
fucking hate it.
I love what I do. I just
There
don't.
you go.
I love
Unzip it.
Getting a little
Shirt off,
Stepping on the floor, stepping on the dojo floor.
Yeah, there he is. Get up on the funeral pyre there, buddy.
Well, here's you and I, Kip, I keep talking about this with you, and I keep noticing that there's and I want this for all of you, there are pieces of your business that you don't want to get in, like you don't want to either get back in or you don't want to be in. And a lot of this is just because in your brain you're like, I'm beyond that, or I'm too good for that. But oftentimes when you step out of that piece, guess what happens to you?
It's the place you need to be the most.
The place you need to be the most, you also get weak. And then this weird thing set in, which is like, because we've got these studios that you're trying to keep these 20-year-olds in charge of, and it's not working.
Yeah, it's the 20-year-olds. They just don't have what it takes. They're the wrong people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I know. Yeah.
So if we get you back in the environment, if we get you back in the environment and you said, I'm going to be in the environment, even the idea of going back in the environment, you're like, I'd rather fucking work at a restaurant and be a server. I can see it, dude. It's like, I don't want to be in the environment because you've become, you're so corporate. Consider that because you're so corporate, you're out of touch with what's happening over here.
There's a percentage of that, yeah. I don't remember what it's like to actually be bored in a facility that people deal with. Absolutely.
And so the people you need to train, they're starting to wonder, does he even get what we're facing right now?
There's a part of that, yeah. Yeah.
So if you went back for a season, I'm not saying about run the classes and physically put yourself in the game. That way you can like just do a little, but you put yourself back into the studios and said, hey, for the next like 120 days, I'm going to be in the studios every day. And I'm going to be in the studios to observe what's happening. Part of what happens in your business is you stop observing certain aspects of the business or you stop being part of certain things. And so you don't realize with your brokers, if you don't get on the call phone and deal with some of these leads, you don't realize what they're facing. Right? So like part of the protocol with me coming in with our new sales process, I'm going on the phones. Yeah. My wife was dealing with the salon. They were like having all these leads come through and they weren't closing. My wife's like, these leads suck. I said, I'm not even a hairstylist. Let me take a few. She's like, just let me take a few. So I did. I took them. They were like a 90-minute call. Closed, done, on the calendar, off we go. And I tell my wife, like, well, you know, it's because you took 90 minutes. I was like, I took as long as it took to close it.
Yeah.
But then I found the frame, then I did it again, and then I proved the frame, and I did it again, and then I proved the frame. So here I am, not a hairstylist, don't have NBR, and I'm closing Natural Beauty Royal Hair Extension clients for the salon. I'm closing BMS hairstylists into the academy while these girls are not able to do it. So then I can come back to them and say, hey, this works. Here's what works. Let's do this. Let's do this way right here. Let's fix this. But I come back to them with results now, not results from 2003. Here's when I used to do it. But it's kind of nerve-wracking because I'm like, I was talking big shit, dude. To my wife, I was talking big shit. And she's like, fine, then do it. And I was like, phew. And there was a piece of me that's like, oh, fuck, dude, I haven't been doing these sales calls with girls since like 2019. I was like, shit might be really different. COVID happened, I don't know, let's find out. So my assumptions, this was the mistake I made in my mortgage brokerage too, was I didn't get into the trench deep enough, fast enough with my guys. So I didn't realize the pressure they were facing with the leads until it was too late.
Right.
So people are changing, things are changing, COVID changed things. So what do you know you need to do?
I need to close some sales for these guys.
Yeah.
Map out the process.
And completely book out your what?
Look out the location as quickly.
And get your 3 new hardcore quality trainers there. How many trainers total you need to be able to fill all 3 studios?
I would need at least 6.
6 total. And how many you have right now?
That's why we're launching the university. We're at 0. And see, the challenge with the university is I've got to be able to accelerate.
Who's running the classes right now?
Oh, the instructors are, but they can only handle a certain amount. They won't be able to handle.
So how many? Do you have 0 instructors, or you have some?
No, I do have instructors, but to be at full capacity, I'd want another 6 on staff.
Okay, so right now, how many do you have?
3.
3. So we have 3 that are in the mix playing right now.
Yep.
So we need 6 more to be able to go full capacity.
Yes.
But the only way to get to full capacity or need to go full capacity is to sell students.
Is to sell university to existing students.
That helps get new students into the studio?
It does. Yes, it does. More people.
But so we're going to sell education to people who are already students, and that will help us get more students?
The education is transitioning people who are students to the role of an instructor.
Well, that's how we're finding instructors. How are we finding more students for the studios?
Oh, that's just the marketing. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the part I'm talking about.
Okay.
So we sell at the studios. Meanwhile, you're doing the university to get the new facilitators to come be part of this.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But we're doing both.
That can be done. There's the time and work that I put in the morning. Our facilities don't really kick open until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
So we've got afternoon time.
Okay.
I gotta go, guys.
Yep.
All right, bro.
You know, Reverend Eleazar, a hug.
Oh. Hey, go to the Ashaya. Enjoy your vegan meals. Yeah. It'll be good. We'll love it. Oh, bro, I'm so pumped.
Reverend.
The kid's going to be there's going to be great.
Yeah. Good job.
Reverend, a hug. Might be his next thing.
Not that hot anymore.
No, not now. No. He already got me going. I told him, bring it. Yeah. I asked. You can keep coming. I don't understand the question. What you're asking must be clearly.
Well, the thing I can't figure out is why you don't want to fill up your studios with full clients.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the obstacle is getting more trainers.
Ultimately, yes. For where I want to go.
Push the desire to get more trainers is if you had classes that were full and you had no instructor for them.
That would suck to have full classes and no instructors. Absolutely.
But it would force you to get instructors because then you would have to do the class.
I need instructors anyway to open up more units regardless and to capitalize on the other revenue streams that we have on the corporate
So
side.
we got two things that need to happen when you fill up the studios.
Mm-hmm.
Your 3 studios have to be full.
Yep.
You're the standard. We want to go sell franchises, but yours aren't even full.
I'm not the only. This is one of the challenges. I'm not the only one in the company across the board. So there's many across.
Why are you riding everyone else's success?
I'm not.
But your studios are failing.
No, they're not. I have
They're not
one
even
that is.
full.
That doesn't mean they're failing.
Well, they're not full. How could they be successful? And you just lost 2 of your trainers who walked out on you last week.
So I market it based on in terms of profitability.
Okay.
So we've got some schools that are at 300
Okay.
that make less profit than schools that are running 100 because they're just managed improperly.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. So why are we not running them at full capacity as the standard across the company here in California?
I agree. They need to come up.
Because if they were running as a standard, the guy that shows up in a meeting with his partners wouldn't be looked at the same way they're looking at you now.
Say that again.
If you had them running at full tilt and successful at the highest standard, they would listen to you differently in the meeting. Because a lot of the battles with 2 of your partners, not battles, it's just trying to get things moving. Colorado's having no problem selling theirs out.
No, they're not. But they are also listening in the direction that we're going. Everyone's on board.
Why aren't
with
you listening to the direction you're going? Your studios.
that. The 20-year-olds are not. The 40s, and
You hired the 20-year-olds.
yes, I did. I had.
You fucked it up.
Yes, I did. I acknowledge that.
Okay, so
Totally.
your studios are
Totally.
failing.
Yeah, those two are.
But we need them to succeed because you're the standard when you stand on stage to sell franchises. Hey
I'm not
guys,
the
guess
only
what?
one,
Do
right.
what all my rest of my partners are doing. Mine, let's not look at those.
Right.
I got an any dick going on with my studios. They don't really work. So let's pretend like I don't have that going on. I don't got an any dick studio thing going on.
Right.
Why don't you want them to succeed, these 3 studios?
I do. Yeah.
Do you? Do you want them to succeed? I don't think you want them to succeed. I think you're okay with them being average. Why?
Okay. I'm not okay with them being average.
But is it because you get too much money from corporate and so you don't care? Is this like a socialist thing you got going on? Mine don't have to be great because I would take from the creators. Are you a socialist?
That's a good question, no.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
no.
I mean, I don't think.
But on
you
a
are.
franchise model also, I'm not owning the schools either.
Okay.
In the past.
But you want
For
to
years.
sell the franchise models, right?
It's an entrepreneurial model that we do.
Yeah, that's a big moneymaker for you, correct? For you personally?
The franchising is not going to be the number one. Yes, we'll get royalties that come in. We have percentages on that.
You make
sure.
money?
Yes.
A lot of money?
More franchising than what I would in my locations. Yes, ultimately.
Okay, cool. And part of what qualifies you to sell that is
Obviously the success of the
studios,
locations.
right?
Yes.
So if the studios are running at the top success, do you think you'll have more certainty to sell the franchises?
I've done it on both sides, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like DKW Styling Salon in Laguna is like the poster child for what we do, which means we have to pour into it. It has to be filled with clients.
I get it.
Great
yeah.
stylists, great management teams, great systems, because this is like the standard. So are your studios are not the standard right now.
No, our standard would be in Washington, and that's there's a lot all
Why
over.
don't you just do jujitsu? Just do Gracie Barra. They're doing great.
They're not. They're doing worse, actually.
Their model is fucked, I can tell you that.
Their model's trying.
You could just
He's trying. He's wanting you to rush. It's not going to happen. He's have to be a lot harder than that.
You could just, we could start doing Taekwondo.
Yep, I know. That wouldn't work either. But actually, on a business side, you can do any of it. That's the difference. So yes, you're right. I could do jujitsu.
Okay.
I could do Taekwondo.
Okay.
I just don't prefer those systems. I don't think they're complete.
Okay, cool.
So there's
And
a
I'm
business
sure
side
they're
to it.
not. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're not. But like we have these 3 businesses that are yours.
Yep.
3 studios. And these studios right now are struggling. They make money, but they're struggling.
They're
when
not
it
at
comes-
capacity. Yeah, they're not at capacity. If they were at 150, even at 100, they're
Okay.
doing their kick-ass job. They'll kick out 8
And
to
right
10.
now, we need 3 powerful trainers to be involved in running these, or we need 6.
Right now, I need one more powerful trainer. Two of the 3 are cranking. It's going to be
We need
one more strong.
right now, and then if we took them to capacity, we would need 5 more on top of the 1.
They would grow into it. That would be ideal. Yep.
Okay, so we need 5 more over here, and we get these from the university.
Correct.
So we're going to pull from the university, which is over here, to get our trainers.
Correct.
And in order to fill the studios, we have to go out to the public, out here to the public, and pick up clients.
Yep.
And then these have to be brought into the new system you're looking at, which is the set, the close, and the trainer, right? Which would be a new model for the franchise if you did this, correct?
Correct.
Because if we pull this off, then we're talking about 3 positions.
Correct.
We also have to look at the possibility of repackaging, repositioning to compete with jiu-jitsu and all the rest of the things that are coming up to show that this is a path that makes more sense.
Correct.
Correct? So we have new branding / marketing message that needs to happen. And you have 3 places right now that allow you to gain all the credibility and all the certainty needed to be able to prove this over here to the franchise, which sits over here. Because over here is the franchise, right? Our ability to sell the franchise and also to promote your ideas across the corporation. He has 2 business partners in this. 2, right? No, 3, but 1 you don't like.
I have 4. 2 are pointless in the business.
Okay, got it. We got a lot of.
So, and on your numbers there, it's getting 1 that's up to being productive. Are the other 2 struggling? No, they're profiting. Are
they at capacity?
They're at 66 to 70%.
So do we want to get them to full
absolutely.
capacity?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we got all of them at full capacity, this changes for you economics. This adds only another 15K a month.
15 to 25. Yeah,
15
depending
to
on,
25K
just
a
depending on
month.
what we push.
Personal income.
Yep.
Okay, so this right here, do you hate money?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not
Is
enough.
do you hate if this happens? You don't like that? That's
No,
bad?
I'll take it. Yeah.
You'll take this? Does this help you?
Sure.
Okay, good. So this right here is not the big win though. It's why you don't get excited.
That's why I'm not excited. I'm excited.
You see this and you're like, I don't want to fucking do that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But that right here, if we reframe your reality on this, by getting this, it's like, okay, cool, short-term bump. But what really happens right here is, what do they call in Kimbo Karate? What's the name of the top guy?
Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster. Are you a Grandmaster?
Nope.
Okay. Who's the guy below the Grandmaster?
A Shihan.
Are you a Shihan?
Could be, but no. Yeah.
Not a Shihan. What's under Shihan?
The masters, the 3 of us.
Master. So there's Masters, Shihans, and Grandmasters.
Right.
Do you have a Grandmaster in the program?
Yes, but that's a credibility issue.
Okay,
Yeah.
so fake
Let's get rid of
fake
that.
Grandmaster.
Totally get rid of the
Is there any
Grandmaster. from the other guy.
Shihans in the
Yeah,
system?
let's get rid of him too from
There's no
business.
Shihans either.
Yep, from the business, eliminate him.
So we got, okay, so what I'm saying is that the status that you have here, if you prove it here, not Shihan, Master, if you prove that here with these models, then come over here and sell 50 of these. But you'll be able to do it from relevancy, from recent shit that you did, which is right here. Yes?
Correct. Yes, I do not disagree. My challenge is I also have to have the university because I have to have somebody to put 50 into. I need to feed.
Got it. So I'm not saying the university doesn't need to happen, but I'm saying simultaneously while this is happening, we have some things that need to happen in the studio.
Now I'm on the same page with you. Yes,
This
simultaneous.
is still happening. I'm
Has
not
to.
saying we do this. This is fine. This then opens up as an opportunity because of this. This allows us to get instructors. Instructors don't take away from you still getting over here in the public and having you close and proving a new model for the game.
Right.
Because then this model can come back door to everyone over here and here. And if the corporation goes up, do you make more money?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we got more cash right here. And the ability to sell the franchise goes up, right?
Oh, much more.
Okay, so we make more money here. And this money is more than 15 or 25K a month, correct?
A lot more.
This is where we now can make millions, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so but our gateway to get to the millions isn't just the university. It's being able to take the university, prove its ability to come back here and help you. And at the same time, being able to take front stage with the new model and go here, which allows you to have credibility to take it here, which leads to the millions.
So the only piece that I have not injected into it as me into one studio working on the other 3.
Okay.
So the setter, the closer, and the trainer.
Okay.
I know.
So I'm way down the list, bro. I'm like, there's like Grandmaster, Shihan, Masters, and there's just fucking jack off at the bottom. So I'm that guy. But
Part of it too, and you're right. One of the big ones is 15 to 25 does not excite me. Yes, does it help? Yeah.
But this
because
is
when I
why-
know in the university, I can drop in and do a lot more.
Yeah, but
and I don't feel that I'm selling myself out to the university or being a fraud in doing that.
Yeah.
Because I know at some point in time with these others, particularly the one, that problem will get fixed. It's just how quickly I push the fix.
And I want to see you be able to tell your franchisees recent stories of success.
Fair enough.
Recent stories.
Fair enough.
This goes for somebody like trying to use examples about things that you've done that are so cool, but you did them like 10 years ago. It's like we need recent shit. Like, what have you done now? Recent case studies. Are you gonna dig?
You bet. I'll take a tractor. I won't take a shovel.
Okay. But we gotta get these to capacity. And at the same time, get up the university. What is our timelines in this? How can we, like, what do you see? When you see this, what can we, what is
University
realistic for this?
is fastest. That's the biggest, that really is the
This
biggest
can be
one.
launched by when?
If I shift into what we discussed yesterday, December 15th to 30th, somewhere in there, because the biggest pressure on it is going to be on me, on the assets.
Okay. Can this happen by December 15th then? Will this happen by December 15th?
I'll have a better idea if I'm journeying. So let's just shift that. There's
the
a good
15th?
possibility. No.
Oh.
Before that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we can get the page built, landing page.
Don't worry about that right now. Can this launch on the 15th and start accepting students?
Yes.
Okay.
We do not have to launch and roll out the program like you discussed until January. Actual official, it can be free.
Perfect.
Yep.
Do we have to wait for this to start pushing on this front side for the studios now?
No,
Can we
that's
just
what I was
start pushing
saying.
on that now?
That's morning activity for me. That's afternoon activity.
This is afternoon.
Yeah.
That's morning, this afternoon.
Yeah.
So we can do both right now between now
Correct.
and the 15th. And up to the 15th, do we have to wait for the university to get to your one more person, or can we go get them without the university?
No, I'll need the university. That'll be time. That's going to be a find. That's a
This one will
find.
be a find after the 15th?
That's probably going to be that's where I said yesterday, a 90 to 180 day process for me. So that's 90 to 180 days for me
Okay,
in that
so this
location.
is like February we have this person?
That would be ideal.
Okay. And then this on the 15th can roll out and happen with the staggered thing we talked about yesterday. And then what about this?
Branding and marketing is
This is bringing new clients and then you proving this model right
top
here.
left is different. That's going to be a long-term game because that branding and marketing is going to start from what we're doing at the top and has to be pushed down to the instructors and the stories and the culture that's there. That is more culturally driven by what I'm doing with the university. So one of the challenges with the last 5 years that we've had that we've allowed to happen, so we've talked about this in the lives, there's just a weakness that's there that is shifted with the university by driving that retraining of content back through the existing people.
So, but if you got back in the trench with the studios and they saw you around there, I would imagine that the master coming home would bring intensity to the studio if the master was there.
That will not shift on the university side where that
That'll
comes
shift
in.
the studios, right?
That'll shift the studio. The shift in studios is by the energy that I bring back into my other calls and also when I do go to
Can
other
you go to all three
territories.
studios?
No.
How far apart are they?
45 minutes.
You have a car?
Yeah, well, I can't do one in a day. Yes, I can
Run.
go to all, but I can't go
You're a master.
to.
Can you float?
I wish. I haven't mastered
Grandmaster
that.
can float.
They get fat though. That's what I refuse
For
to
sure.
do. They get fucking fat.
Grand fat masters.
I can't have that.
Fuckers.
So yes, but the topic would be, or the target is, location one
Okay.
is getting that up into the profitability status. The other
Pause.
two.
What are you watching me do with him?
Reframe them.
Reframing. What else?
Pressure.
Pressure. Okay. What else, Phil?
You're walking them across the bridge.
Phil's tired. Greg? Phil's like, I ain't fucking know, bro.
I mean,
He
Just
got
wanna
spun
smoke a
about
blunt
4 or
and
5
eat
hours
dinner.
ago. I don't see the pain and the possibility.
You're getting him. He's rewriting his own stories about what was a priority and what he could and couldn't do in real time.
What else, Chris?
You're trying to get him to realize that he's got to get back and get his hands bloody.
What I feel, can I mention this?
Nope, don't like
Okay.
you don't like
All
your
right.
feelings. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I feel a pressure
Yeah.
to do everything.
Okay.
So when it comes to restructuring and whipping my partners into shape, that's been me.
Yeah.
So it's been the kick to the dicks every Wednesday conference call. When I'm not on it, they're like, the dick isn't on. Because it's fire every fucking week. It's calling people out. They're not black belts. They're not behaving in every aspect.
And when
All
you-
you're asking is saying, throw that in a dojo.
Yeah, when you do it here, guess what you'll find? Here's ready for the interesting part. I think you'll find if you pour it in here.
I'll get more there.
No, I think the thing you're really worried about is if you pour in more here, you pour in more there, you may drop them all.
Mm-hmm.
And this fucking toad around business partnership thing you have is ending. And I think the reason you don't do this and the reason you don't do this is because it will expose just how fucking weak your partners are and how much you don't want to continue to run with them. But because this is where the money is and where the income is, you tolerate so much bullshit over here. And over here, this doesn't force you to get back in to find the fire that would have the master come back and kick them all in the face and say, I'm out.
Are you still struggling with the issue of commitment to your master? Because it wasn't a money thing a month ago.
So here's one of the things with the arts. After about fifth degree, the difference in skill in any system is not very significant. The reality of it is, as you get older, it's tougher, so it becomes knowledge-based. My issue with the Grand Masters is the fact is they don't live up to what the title is. So the Grand Master and the Shihan, they do not live and carry on any role that anyone else should.
But you keep them on because of what?
It's just heritage. It's the culture. We talked about it. It's the
Yeah,
culture.
That's what I'm saying. So why can't you
Culture.
break that culture?
Can you fight them?
Could I?
Yeah, can you call them out? Like, Viking style?
I do.
Draw a fucking
That's
circle?
why when I'm on the call, neither.
No, I mean fight them.
I've done that before. Yeah, I've done that before
But
too.
is that how it works in your culture? Like, can I fight you for the title?
No, it doesn't, and I'm not interested in that. One of the other things too is
I don't
masters
know.
mastership.
Yeah.
And this is the thing with the martial arts. Rank is bullshit.
Okay.
Rank is not needed for money at all.
Okay.
I could say I'm a 20th degree. It doesn't mean I'm not going to make any more money. So that comes off the table. That is the one thing we're pushing away from, which is that's karate club. I have a karate business. I want to run a karate business that makes a lot of fucking money and helps and serves transforming people's lives in a massive way.
Okay, stop.
Yes.
Say that one more time.
Which one? Karate club or
Just
karate
said-
money?
Yeah, say it again.
There's karate club and there's karate business. I'm interested in a karate business of making a lot of fucking money and transforming a lot of lives through what we do.
Okay, say it again.
There's a karate club.
Yeah.
There's a karate business.
Yeah.
I'm interested in making a shitload of money
Yeah.
while servicing and transforming people's lives through the martial arts and what we do.
And what have you been doing up to this point?
Everything but making the amount of money that I used to make, but I still transform lives.
You're doing karate club.
Yeah, yes, we have. That's what this is what the last 3, 4, 5 months since I've been in here doing is moving everything into business.
Yeah. And Hans, how long have I been asking you about those partners?
Yeah, it's always a conversation.
Since March, when
Right.
you showed up.
Yep.
How long have other been asking you about these partners?
Well, they usually don't. Yeah. So what's your point?
What do you think his point is?
When are you going to leave them in the club and go start your business?
That is not my intention at this point.
That's not the point. The point is that you're not focused on karate business. You're still stuck in the club, and you keep defending the club.
What? Okay, can you define that for me? Give me an example.
Your partners and how it's culture, and you can't kick them out because it's culture, and they deserve to stay. And
No, they in the martial arts side. There's just the martial arts side, which is only relevant to the internal aspect, not with regards to bringing in clients. There's an element that, yes, we make more money.
You want to
with
be
that.
married to these business partners the rest of your business life?
I would take two of them.
Okay, but
that's it.
you're currently in relationship with all of them.
No, we're severing those based on what my targets were for September.
If you had your own studio and you could charge people a blended game of Warrior meets Kempo Karate, and it was just one studio, and that studio spun off $100,000 a month, And from that place, you could build a new model. Would that be something more interesting than trying to fix this
yeah,
machine?
I would look at that. Yeah, I'd see what that looks like.
Where you could actually meet and greet and connect. And it wasn't a bunch of young dudes, it was old dudes coming in, just trying to find their mojo again.
It's a possibility. Yeah.
And you had ultimate control over everything.
Yeah, that's a
You've been
possibility.
business partners with these guys for how long?
Since we launched this company with all the shit.
Which was?
2010.
And prior to that, you were part of another group.
Yep.
And that was the lawsuit took 7 years.
Lawsuit took 7 years.
7 years. And prior to the lawsuit, the team how long were you running with the original guy? 10 years?
93, 94.
Yeah, dude, you got a long path of doing things a certain way. And you've been
Exactly.
buddies with these guys for a fucking minute.
This is, and I've shared this with the brothers, these are guys that I've been with for 34 years, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, I
Take a
know.
bullet. The difference, too, though, is the same experience with what we've created here.
Yeah.
The bond ships, the kinship, brotherhood, bam. But to be able to sever that would be akin to worse than divorce in certain ways.
I believe it. I've gone through it with religion. I've gone through it with business partners. I've gone through it with friends. I've gone through it big time. So one thing I want to challenge you on is not just like getting in and digging, but one of the things that's hard. So we have a couple of teams that we work with right now, and one of the challenges that one company I work with ran through is that their compensation for all executives was based on overall profit of the business. So if we were all together, Phil works, but Phil's doing exactly what he needs to do, but Chris isn't getting his shit done on the board, and neither is Greg. And so overall profitability of the business is not hitting targets, which means no one gets bonuses. How long until Phil doesn't give a shit anymore?
Yep.
It's not too long. And that's exactly what happened. So they had to go back to a game of separating all of the divisions again and linking everyone up to specific compensation based upon specific actions they could deal with and they could control. Right now, whether you build this up or you don't build this up, it doesn't affect corporate a whole lot.
And what you just described in terms of that compensation, based on what you do and what you provide, is what I'm pushing everyone to.
Yeah.
Exactly for that same reason, which is people who feel entitled based on, as we shared before, 50 years of experience.
Yeah.
What do you think it should be? Well, I think I bring 50 years of experience. You're bringing experience doesn't bring money to the table.
Do you want to spend this much energy and time trying to change all these people?
I don't
Or
think-
what would happen if you just took all that same energy and time and you just built something yourself?
I haven't considered that.
Let's just imagine you had enough cash for 14 to 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
And you just looked at this and you said, I'm just going to pour in and build the thing that I ultimately want. I love mixed martial arts. I love transformation. I love people. I like helping kids. I like helping families. I like money. Sometimes the game you're currently playing has to die in order for you to find a new game. Sometimes it means you have to let go of old clients and old situations and old processes. Just be with it.
Yeah, and you understand too. Corwin's, I see you because you've done this. You've separated. Nick probably hasn't. Some of the others that you have, Johnny. The conditioning that I have that you just highlighted is so extreme in it. And the culture from 13, 14 years of that loyalty, the loyalty I've already cut the strings on in some ways, not always, but that's a tough one. I don't, that would require a
Here's the
massive-
craziest thing, Hans. These guys that are your business partners for 34 years,
or
whatever it is.
Yeah, right.
Right? When you're 70 years old and you can't afford to provide your wife the lifestyle that she wants, are they going to start peeling out of their own fucking pockets to take care of the Prosh family?
One, you could set up the hypothetical that 70, I won't be there, I will be there. But if you weren't and it were that situation, we've been in positions like that where we have already done that for each other. Yes.
Okay, good. You got brotherhood. That's
That brotherhood. Yeah.
Great.
And that's a rarity. There's something that's there. And I would challenge anybody to go, well, that's not.
I'm not saying that you don't have it. I'm not saying you don't have it. At the end of the day, the most intense loyalty you need is to your wife.
Yep.
And the most intense loyalty is what God's asking you to do.
Yep.
And then to yourself.
So mine right now in my stacking game has been to crank that university until last week's rattle.
Okay.
So
Good. When do you journey?
3 weeks from yesterday.
Okay, good. Perfect. You're in a great pocket.
I am.
Let's go. Let's wrap this thing up. Get up here. Great day. You guys did great stuff today. Great today. Chris, you ready? Ready to get it? All right, man. You want to do the breaths too? You don't have to do the breaths. I kind of like doing the breath. It kind of grounds me a bit. You want to do it? All right, give it to us, man.
Deep breath in. Release. Deep breath in. Release. One more deep in. Release. Father, we come before thee at the end of this day with purpose, intention, and intensity that wasn't there at the start. You've spoken into us ideas, areas of focus, newness and messaging and marketing. And we ask that we'll have the courage to take action on the things thou hast shown us. We know there's something special in this room. The ability to be honest, to tell the truth, to sharpen each other as we feel called to speak and to challenge each other. We ask thee to continue this brotherhood, the strength that is found here, the courage to speak, the courage to act. Father, as we close this evening, we pray that we may feel of thy love, and as we commune with our families, we can express that love to them. We're grateful for each man in here who brings experience, knowledge, and a desire to serve each other. We're grateful for thy Son, Jesus Christ, who showed us the way. And that as we lean into him and embrace him in our life, that we can receive and feel that peace that comes from his love. These things we ask of thee, and do so in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen. Amen. Go for it.
As we have a lot of unfinished business. And going into next year, I know I do. And I know each of y'all inside know that too. We've built up a lot of strength over the course of this year. There's been a lot of stuff where we've danced and ruminated and thought internally. And I know me, I really need to get action. Action that produces results. That's what 23 is going to be for me. And I'm going to be here with whatever the group is, but I really want y'all with me next year. We all need each other. So I hope y'all are going to be with us next year. I don't know. I know people still got decisions to make. But I just wanted to share that because it's on my heart, because over the course of this year, I've each and every month, I feel more and more connected to you guys. And each time I feel more connected, I feel more power from you. And I also feel like I've got some power to share with you. Mm-hmm. So I had to share that with you guys tonight.
It's beautiful. Gentlemen, I know you're called to be here.
That's it. The most painful thing in life for me is watching men who have everything sitting and waiting for them. and then watch them allow such small things get in the way. Use the rest of this year and next year, please. This is a group I'm all in with. Please, just let's fucking blow up. Like, there's no reason not to. Get the 6 guys. I'll help introduce you to most of them. But you got to make it happen. I can only open the door. You got to step through it. Like, there's a way. Please, win. Become the standard. Become the grandmasters of this game. Show the rest of all the council groups what is possible. And you're right. You came at a special time, and the unity that's here in this group and the other 20 or so that are here, I'm telling you, there's some shit we can do. Like, big. You've all made big changes, Johnny. That's why I'm coming at you hard on, because, like, dude, you could deeply be in mission critical, walk away from everything mode in the next 3 weeks. I'm telling you, get ready. Get ready. The calling's on your life, my friend. You could easily, Brandon Lemuel is still going. Still going. Has not stopped talking for 5 straight hours.
Shit.
So I'm just telling you, we're here. This is not a joke. This is real. We're all here on purpose. I am one of you. That's it. I'm with you. It's beautiful. Thank you for the prayer. It's amazing. Gentlemen online, thank you for being here. And I appreciate you guys kind of over the shoulder. I know this is intense. We've been running these guys as a group. Another 20 or so outside of this group been running since last fall right now at this time. So we've been together every month and every week. So this is a relationship that's been building for a while, but we sure love and appreciate that you guys have committed the energy and time to be here. It's going to reward you. Your group is going to be powerful and potent heading into next year also. And we're super excited to make that happen for you. So thank you for being here with us. For tonight, though, we're done. We do have dinner tonight if you want to go. If you want to go in, Coach Nick and Corwin are going to take you guys. Rhett's going to come participate with you too, have an experience. Matt, you and I need to talk for a second. And so if you want to go eat, relax, break bread, etc. If you don't, we'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, focus as you come in. Again, we're going to build action maps of what's going to actually be done, like what needs to be done before Thanksgiving, so that you specifically know. And I want to build a new rhythm of accountability and the way this thing works every single week. So you guys just have that, like that there's a heat that's responsible. If you don't do what you say you're going to do, that everyone in the group knows, like, I want this so badly. So please help me figure out tomorrow as a group what will serve you to be able to make that happen. Deal?
Yeah.
All right.